All right, what's going on, fan? It's Rickzilla here with another evening of lunacy and insanity. And welcome to the 7th installment of the Hambeast Chronicles. Tonight, I'm going to be looking over a video that, or at least looking over a familiar video that I covered back in my fourth installment of this series, and it's the one about Shanny's parents. The reason why I'm looking over this video again is because someone suggested that I should re-upload the, I guess you could say, original with the audio, but the thing is, I didn't really have the audio. And I was playing it on like video media player and not the Google Chrome. I just converted it, or I just dragged it in. Right now, I finally dragged it into Google Chrome. And why am I boring you with all this shit? I kind of had the audio off. Anyway, enough chitter chatter. Let's get on with this video. Let me know if you can hear anything.
I think we're live. Okay. I think we're live.
All right, before I play this video, another reason why I wanted to redo this episode of another reason why I wanted to cover this video again is because, well, Shanny's made a lot of claims, accusations towards her father in regards of the incident where she was caught with an underage boy when she was 18 years old. And since she brought that up, I might as well cover this shit, because we all know that anything Shanny says should and must be taken with a grain of salt.
Hi, I'd like to point this towards Shannon for Christ, or Shanny for Christ, as most of you know. Hey,
Crash. How are you doing?
I just want you to know that things need to get set straight. There's a lot of things that she's reporting that are not true. There's absolutely no reason in the world for her to go around attacking her parents, or her mother, especially like she does. That woman has been sick for a long time, physically, not mentally. She is sharp as a tack. I love this woman greatly. She has done nothing wrong to this girl. I don't understand why she's been acting like this, except that she's been doing it for the past 20 years plus. She's given me a great deal of grief all my entire life that I've known her. The truth of the matter is she's nuts in ways.
Well, you are right. She is insane. And yes, that is her father, or at least her dad, the current husband, the husband at the time, Betty's husband at the time, Shanny's, not her biological father, not Shanny's biological father, but her dad.
And
she's got.
I really do not understand why she attacks people after they help her so much. This is something that she's done repeatedly to a lot of you people too.
That is true, and she still does that. Even to this day, she's still attacking people. I mean, now it's just become a game that people are just trolling her, and it made her worse than she already is.
I mean, she will attack.
Now she's going around accusing people of pedophilia, all because they were showing concern for her kids. And on top of that, they're trying to put people behind bars because of it. I mean, how paranoid do you have to be to go that extra mile? For God's sakes.
Anybody that says nice things about her and does things for her, and then she'll turn around and stab them in the back.
Can I?
That's true. She's been doing that all this time. Anytime someone tries to say anything nice to Shani, she'll go around and accuse them of being malicious. It's this sense of egotism that really, really irks me. It really pisses me off that she does this all the time.
Interject?
Yes, go right ahead.
I'm sorry. First of all, hello, everybody. This is my first live stream. I've never done a live stream before. I've only tested the live stream thing out. I just want to make you aware that my husband was here on the day that Shannon's last video talks about. He was here the entire day. We had the police over how many times that day?
It's good to hear Crash that. It sounds
times,
good.
Yeah, he was here the whole time, which is one thing. But he was here
at times.
Yeah, he had to take off work lots of times because of her antics, for lack of a better word, and whatnot. But you know, Shannon's going to say stuff no matter what. She does have borderline personality disorder. And
well, that is true. She does have borderline. Okay, so the borderline personality disorder is true. But there are other things that are wrong with Shani that not even her parents know about.
I have not responded to her. I've closed my accounts down. Because she had little trolls that were bothering me. He knows because I said, I'm got to do this. I can't take this anymore.
I see that.
There's a lot of people like in the community, the great debate community.
The great debate community, yes.
That I absolutely have a lot of respect for and have been very supportive.
Yeah, Betty was on Drag Stream when he hosted the Geek Room, the Salt Mine, on his channel. Earlier last year, I think it was February of last year, when they were doing videos covering Shani, and one of the videos that they were looking at was the house that Shani and Rev were living in back when they were living in Scranton, Pennsylvania, before they moved to Colorado, Japan. And that was around the time Shani kicked G-Man out of their house.
During this time when Shannon does nothing but attack her family, mostly me. I gotta admit it, but
she got Louis Anderson to say an epitaph for her mother, who's not even dead yet. Well, technically, she is dead to her.
I'm trying to take this where I'm not, blubbering or crying about it or anything, because I have to remember that she does have a mental illness, and a lot of the behavior and the characteristics that she has are characteristic of borderline personality disorder. I was originally going to have this live stream. Originally, I was going to do it Saturday night. I let a couple people know. Of course, they didn't answer me back on it, and I don't blame them. I think a lot of people kind of want to get away from her, and
I agree.
Especially with the situation, with the way she's been presenting herself online, for lack of a better way to say it, recently.
Was this around the time she did the OnlyFans thing? Crash, have you been around during this time, during this whole scenario?
I had to step away from her. I had to step away from people on YouTube that knew her, and listening to how they're trying to figure out why she's the way she is and why she keeps lying and why, she
Of course, we all know there's a video that Rev put out where it's directed towards Betty's husband, Shanny's dad.
she says the things that she does and always stirring up
But then
trouble.
again,
She likes to attract negative attention. And the purpose of this video is not to give her negative attention. It's because she addresses these things about her mother, but she forgets that her father was here during the time that she lived here. And especially that last day that she keeps talking about over and over again. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to have Joe take a look at the video. I'm going to bring the video up of
Joe is Shanny's dad.
What she made today and what she said. This is the first time he's ever seen one of her videos in its entirety. So
I'm not sure I'm ready for this.
I'm so sorry.
I hope I don't start crying,
No,
but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just angry about her attacking you like this.
And
it's just so often.
And she has been attacking Joe recently. You've seen the video she put up where she's addressing her father and accusing him of lying about her, I think. I try to stay away from that kind of shit, but I know that Shanny likes to lie all the time because it's the only way she can get people to force people to pay attention to her. And also, she doesn't know how the real world works.
She has no reason for it. She's got a good life now, doesn't she?
No.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, she has everything that she wanted, that she said that she wanted, and she's got it now, and she has all the weed she wants to smoke. She's able to buy whatever she wants. She called me materialistic last year, if you remember, because I went
hypocritical much. And yes, Shanny is very, and I mean very, very materialistic. I mean, she's almost siphoned a majority of Rev's money just buying frivolous shit for herself, not for the kids, not even, well, maybe some stuff for Rev, but for herself. But most of it is for herself. So she is fucking materialistic.
To the dollar store and I bought decorations for my Christmas tree.
And she's the one with the...
And I'm not materialistic. I'm actually like this little bumpkin who, grows her own food, and, a lot of the things that I have are secondhand. And
she's the one with the velour
and
stiletto.
it's not just me. I mean, that's just...
Exactly. I mean, Betty... I mean, again, remember, what the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, especially when it comes to Shanny's parents. I mean, especially when it comes to her mom.
It's how we choose to live.
The velour stiletto chairs.
Better.
You didn't see those chairs,
but then again, I would take Betty's word over Shanny's any day, because we all know Shanny is a bald-faced liar. And that's the thing, is that Shanny... I don't know where she got that habit of lying from, but I know goddamn well it's probably not from her parents.
No, but I mean, God.
Well, I know. All right, that's her choice. She wants to live like that. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I want her to be happy with her life. I really do. And
why can't she just be happy with what she has and know that we're all right?
Because
I mean, she knows we're all right. We are okay. I mean, we got some physical issues, but damn it, we're happy together. We love each other.
We've had a lot of physical issues. I had 2 major heart surgeries in the last 2 years, and I actually spent.
And this was after the video Betty put out towards. This was after Betty's video. Sorry, let me say that again. This was filmed after Chris's response videos and after the video Betty put out towards Chris. I don't know the time gaps between the two videos, the one that she put out that was directed towards Chris and this live stream that she did with her husband. But
a good portion of every week of my life, and sometimes every other day, in a chair receiving blood products. My blood, I was bleeding somewhere internally, and it actually took them 2 years to figure out where that was coming from, believe it or not. We have issues with the hospital, and we've switched hospitals since then, and I'm doing well. I feel a lot better than I have in a long time. And my husband has had, surgery.
2 knee surgeries.
Yeah.
Kidney surgery.
And this is about the time.
And I got another one coming up.
Yeah, he does. He has another one coming up. And we just try to stay strong for each other. We're just hanging in here, I mean, the last thing I want to do, I don't have any problem. I'm going to be united on this, right?
No.
We don't have any problem with our other kids. We have a very happy family. We have grandchildren.
And that's another thing about that is that this kind of behavior isn't prevalent. Well, then again, I might be wrong about that. So I could be wrong about the whole apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because in a sense, Shani's other siblings have normal lives. I mean, Betty's other kids have normal lives. I mean, they have families, they have steady jobs. So I guess, again, Shani's basically the black sheep of the family. But she's not a racist. She likes black people.
We're actually going to be all together in November.
Except for Shannon and her family.
Yeah. And really, honestly, when we do get together as a family, what she doesn't realize is that we all end up at some point in the holidays talking about her and how much it hurts not having her there and how much we miss her. And we miss her. She left us.
I think I might have misread when I said that Shani's family disowned her. It's the other way around. She disowned her own family, her parents, and her siblings. She disowned him. They do miss her, but she hates them now. She hates her family.
Before she left us physically. I mean, whatever her mental illness has done to her. And I don't want to use her mental illness always as an excuse, because she does make choices for herself.
Right.
She's had I know I get a lot of questions all the time from people on YouTube.
Yeah, she does make choices for herself, bad ones. And the choices that she makes affect her in a negative fashion. Because we all know what Shani has become now, what she has become as of this live stream.
That, watch her behavior, and it's like, well, I know Christina Blackfeather. Several people have asked, well, hasn't she gotten any therapy? And yeah, she's gotten therapy over the years. And
yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah, she has gotten therapy. But of course, we all know that when Shani keeps saying she's seeking therapy, this isn't the therapy she was referring to, because we all know.
Many times the problem is our mental health system is so poor in this country.
That is true. Our mental health system is completely fucked up.
That when you don't have health insurance, it's really expensive.
And it's really not that great in this area either.
No, it's not that great in this area. We're really limited up here because we're so far
the
up
area
north.
Here has failed her.
Yeah, we're definitely.
And Colorado isn't doing her any favors either. I mean, Colorado isn't doing her any favors either, because we all know what's been going on over there with the lovely couple that is Shani and Rev.
I mean, she had mental health issues here, and social services was aware of it, and they didn't help her. It didn't help her at all.
No, it didn't help her at all. She had lost her kids while she was here, and it's ironic because I notice in her videos she's always trying to blame me for calling social services.
Yes, you heard that, folks. Shani has had her kids removed more than once. I mean, again, now you can see why Shani would show sympathy for Von Helton. It's because he's had his kids removed more than once.
But the person that called social services on her was her ex-husband's mother. She's the one that called. And my husband always said, why didn't you just call me at work? I could have calmed her down. You know, we could have taken care of this.
Molly.
That's my dog. Sorry. Come here, baby.
At least they bring the dog. At least they bring their dog onto the stream. I mean, we all remember how Vaughn treats his pets, just like his kids. He ignores them.
Are you going to show her?
Yeah, this is Molly.
She's kind of scruffy looking. She needs a bath really bad.
At least you show so much love for the dog, unlike Vaughn.
Sorry.
Don't bark no more.
But yeah, what happened is speaking of the mental health situation, getting back to that, it costs a lot of money to go see someone. Sometimes they want to see you every week. Sometimes they want to see you once a month. Even at once a month, the fees are so high. And when you're working on at a minimum wage job, or like her not working at all, which she does most of the time, she really, since her first job, she's never had a job longer than just a few weeks. But that's also typical of people with borderline personality disorder.
Exactly. I mean, then again, she's mentally ill.
And
also, let's not forget the fact that she's too lazy to put in the effort.
Like she'll get a job and then she'll be there for a couple weeks and something will happen and she's not going back again, and it's happened over and over. And I think that
it's kind of sad, and I imagine it has to be really hard on your, esteem. It's got to hurt when you're not wanted back at your job for some reason or other. And some of it is really unfair in this world because your looks count for a lot, and that's unfortunate. But the thing is they see her in some of this outfits that she's wearing, or like, the veil or the garish makeup and things like that.
Oh, on the videos. Yeah. Social services up here was watching her when her kids were taken away on YouTube.
You get judged for that alone itself. So if you look kind of crazy, people are going to think you are, but the thing is she's done some pretty nutty things to us.
Well, what I was going to finish saying is with the mental health thing, what happened with her is they had her, she was diagnosed wrong. She was not diagnosed with borderline personality disorder originally. They diagnosed her as being bipolar. And a lot of times they can be bipolar along with the borderline personality disorder.
I do believe that she could be bipolar, but that's not an excuse to be a piece of shit on the internet, especially towards your significant other.
But the SSRIs, the antidepressants that they put them on, can actually make borderline worse. And in her case, that's almost exactly what happened. She was on a pretty hefty dose of Prozac at that time. And
that was the thing that was the straw that kind of broke the camel's back. I mean, we all know that Shani is batshit crazy, and I assume that she was abusing the medication that she was prescribed
It was like 40 milligrams or something like that.
Oh.
I think. Don't quote me on it, but she was on a pretty hefty dose of it.
Describe hefty. Hefty. That's basically too good of a word to describe Shani. And
cold turkey off of it.
And also that too can have a negative effect on your mental health. Is if you quit cold turkey off of your meds, it could have negative effects. I mean, I should know. I've had that effect. I've had that problem going through withdrawals. I think I've told people about this.
She had it. They see things in their mind with the borderline personality disorder. So she had it in her mind that Chris was cheating on her. This is before they got married. She was living with him at the time with her boys, and she cut her wrists. And Chris's mother came over and called the police and Child Protective Services, and that's when they had taken the boys.
They were living in our house, but the thing is I wasn't home, and neither was she. I was at work, and she was out.
I wasn't. What? I was down in North Carolina. I was with Shannon's brother because he was trying to get through college at the time.
Oh, that's
and I was
right.
helping him pay for his apartment and that kind of thing.
This is basically right after we got married, but before you moved up.
Right.
Okay.
So,
by the way, Joe is Betty's current husband. So he's not Shani's biological father.
Before I moved back up here, because he moved up here because we used to live down in North Carolina, but Pope Air Force Base closed down. My husband's a veteran, by the way, and he's
shout out to all my veteran brethren out there. I mean, I'm not a soldier, but the people I follow were former veterans, and of course, we like to and I do admire the jokes. It's just it gets stale after a while.
Still works for the government, and they closed Pope Air Force Base down, and he ended up getting a job up here.
Transferred up here
at the 148th Fighter Wing, and he'd been up here for over 10 years.
10 years now.
Yeah, for quite a while. But anyway, I keep jumping around. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. We kind of did this impromptu. I actually wasn't going to do, I wanted to do a live stream Saturday. Nobody took interest in it. So I kind of said, oh, well, the heck with it. I'll just, maybe I should just, she hasn't talked about me in the last week or so. So I'm fine. Boom. Today she had the
audacity
video on.
I just
bringing me up on it when she doesn't even know we're my new channel or anything like that.
This is impromptu. It really is
impromptu. But I want him to hear her, what she says. And he was here that day. He was here through the whole thing. When she came to me, she had just gotten out of jail, and I think she was at behavioral health. She's been in behavioral health many, many times. He can tell you because he's the one who called the police for help when she used to get.
I believe that this stream was done. I think Betty and Joe did this stream after Shani was arrested. I don't know if this after she was arrested after she was arrested for domestic abuse charges. Sorry. Over the Baja Blast.
Really wacky doodles and go crazy and yelling and screaming and drinking really heavily and partying with her friends and then fighting with her friends. Who was that girl she got in that fight with and the cops were over?
I don't know. I mean, how many fights has she been in?
It's been a lifetime of this. I shouldn't laugh. It's right now. It's my way of kind of coping.
We're trying to get through this.
Yeah. I don't want to sit here and start blubbering and crying. And so I'm kind of stuffing my emotions in a different direction. That's all I know how to do right now. It'd be a lot easier to cry about this whole situation. But, yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize. This wasn't after the Baja Blast beatdown. I hope it's not after, because we all know, but this was probably around the time. Honestly, I lose count of the timeline with Shani, because it's a whole shit show to get all. She's a shit show in the entirety of it.
So anyway, she had been in behavioral health. She went to jail, and she came here. It was really strange. I mean, I heard.
Oh, this was after. Well, not the Baja Blast beatdown, but the domestic abuse case where she tried to attack Chris's brother with an axe, where she was fighting with Chris's brother, her brother-in-law, and she lied and said the dog did it.
Mama, and that's like the kind of voice she had when she was a little girl. Well, what does a mother do? The first thing a mother does is, it's my child. It's just automatic with a mother, you know. And I'm like, Shannon, what's going on? I opened the door. She was barefoot. She smelled really bad. She just gotten out of jail. I guess they didn't allow her to bathe or something. I don't know. Her feet were black. And
she was barefoot, walking around the city.
She said, Chris left me. I just got out of jail.
Oh my God. This isn't the first time Shani went into the precinct barefoot.
I don't know where my boys are. So I said, okay, come in the house. One of her co-workers from when she was driving a taxi cab.
Yeah, like I said.
That time when Chris cut his job back because he was going to go to school. So he was working, I guess, 20 hours a week at that time. When she told Chris that I fucking hate you. And this is after he supported her and her children on a just slightly over minimum wage job for 7 years.
Yeah.
You know, since they had gotten married. He actually married her to help her get her kids back, to make a united front, to make it seem like she was stable and he was going to.
That was at the suggestion of Aaron's husband, who's a lawyer. And they thought it was a a good idea, so they got married. They got married Christmas, or not? It wasn't Christmas. It wasn't Christmas. It was actually just a couple of days before.
Erin is Chris's mother.
Before Halloween.
Actually, it wouldn't have mattered even if they did get married. She still had that relationship with him. I mean, marriage was just really a piece of paper.
It just looks official. That's all.
Yeah, we all had to get together as a family, even my kids that lived down in North Carolina, and we had to have conference calls. It was every week or something like that. Excuse me. And I abused her whole life, was designated as one of the people that would intervene when Shannon was having her problems. So this would never happen again. That's how it was said to me. So this never happens again. So was Chris's mother. She was also appointed like a guardian.
Yes.
Over what was going on. I don't remember what they called it at the time. You'll have to forgive me. But so anyway, she had the kids taken away. Her mother-in-law called. What makes her think it wasn't her mother-in-law that called when she was in Pennsylvania and they decided to move out to Colorado? Or is that an excuse? Because Colorado is where they have illegal marijuana.
They have it legal.
And
recreational.
She loves marijuana. I mean, she definitely does.
We all know that. Ah, fuck. We gotta get those numbers up.
One of the problems with borderline personality disorder is that they often have addiction and drug abuse. And
by the way, that's not my end. That's the video. Anyway, sorry, I was looking for something. A pencil sharpener. While I was doing the video, I was also drawing. I'll let you know when I'm done, because this is going to be a series I'm going to be doing soon.
Impulsive kinds of behavior. And she has that. She clearly has that. And
we all know that as a combination can lead to.
Actually, when I was going to originally come on, I was going to, and I think I think Doc Savage can probably vouch for this because I sent him an email about it. He's actually been very helpful to me.
Doc Savage, shout out to Doc Savage for helping out Betty. I mean, I don't know about the whole ordeal, but shout out to Doc Savage and Dragnot for sending the original video, the original link to me.
But I'm losing my train of thought.
Let's show me the video.
Okay, I'm going to show him the video, but oh, I had told Doc Savage that I was going to make this video, but I wanted to let y'all know from the Great Debate community to stop trolling her. There's some people, I'm not saying all of you troll, but there are some people that troll her account, and you talk about her all the time openly on the internet, and you know, post pictures of her as a whale and all that stuff. I mean, we all get frustrated.
Well, technically she is technically a whale.
With Shannon. We all do, believe me. But it's not working. It doesn't change her attitude. It doesn't change her mental illness. I know people are sincerely worried about her kids. I don't know what to do about that. Apparently,
we don't have any say in it.
I don't know what. Getting back to Chris's mother, why does she think that maybe Chris's mother didn't see the video and maybe she called social services?
Yeah, that's a weird one. I mean, let me play that back again.
Personality disorder is that they often have addiction and drug abuse and impulsive kinds of behavior.
And we've seen that with Shanny and Rev, especially when they're doped up on edible weed, like CBD gummies. I mean, we all know Shanny has has a drug problem, and it's become prevalent, resulting in her to have hallucinations. So that explains everything.
And she has that. She clearly has that. And actually, when I was going to originally come on, I was going to, and I think I think Doc Savage can probably vouch for this because I sent him an email about it. He's actually been very helpful to me, believe it or not. But I'm losing my train of thought.
Let's show me the video.
Okay, I'm going to show him the video, but oh, I had told Doc Savage that I was going to make this video, but I wanted to let y'all know from the Great Debate community to stop trolling her. There's some people, I'm not saying all of you troll, but there are some people that troll her account, and you talk about her all the time openly on the internet, and you know, post pictures of her as a whale and all that stuff. I mean, we all get frustrated with Shannon. We all do, believe me. But it's not working.
That's what I've been trying to tell people. I know you guys, I know the Geek Room, Dragnot, and Burnt Toast, and even Hannibal and Monty, and all you other people. I know you like to have your fun calling Shanny a whale, but you do know, and I know a lot of trolls like to fuck with Shanny, especially when they try to like answer to Rev, talk to Rev. And this goes to you, Jules. It's not working for Shanny. It's not working. I mean, I know you like to fuck with Shanny all the time during her live streams, but again, like, listen to what Betty has to say.
It doesn't change her attitude.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to show him the video, but oh, I had told Doc Savage that I was going to make this video, but I wanted to let y'all know from the
and also before I continue on, I just want to let you know, just if you and this is also towards the Geek Room, Dragnot, Burnt Toast, Jules. This is a warning, and I think Dragnot covered this when he did a video on this. And this was ordained before this shit that's happening. And this is also to the people in Shani's, who's usually frequenting Shani's streams in the chats. This is what the mother is trying to tell you guys.
great debate community to stop trolling her. There's some people, I'm not saying all of you troll, but there are some people that troll her account, and you talk about her all the time openly on the internet, and you know, post pictures of her as a whale and all that stuff. I mean, we all get frustrated with Shannon. We all do, believe me. But it's not working. It doesn't change her attitude. It doesn't change her mental illness. I know people are sincerely worried about her kids. I don't know what to do about that. Apparently,
we don't have any say in it.
I don't know.
Yeah, and this is to you, Jules, and this one goes to you, Jules. I mean, I know you like to troll Shani in her live streams, but you do realize that this shit doesn't work on her. I mean, it doesn't work on her. In fact, it only makes her worse. It only makes her act even crazier than she usually is. I mean, we saw the New Year's Eve. We saw the stream where we saw the stream that Rev tried to put, the one that happened after the Christmas stream. We saw the post Christmas stream where Rev tries to like talk about this Miss whatever and Negs or whatever. I forgot who he was trying to talk about. But it was someone with it was like a dispute between Negs and some other person, and Rev wanted to have his say, but Shani won't let him speak. So, and then she starts reading comments and starts having a meltdown. Because she was so paranoid that people are going to convince Rev to leave her.
Back to Chris's mother. Why does she think that maybe Chris's mother didn't see the video and maybe she called social services? I don't know. I don't have the answers for all that, but it certainly wasn't me and Joe. We don't know where she lives. She let it slip out that she was in Colorado when she was high.
If she's there.
If she is. She talks about the altitude. And
we all know that they live in Japan. But that's the joke.
Estes Park, going up to Estes Park, which is fine, you know, have a good life, whatever.
Enjoy it. It's
enjoy your life. I know she loves it there. We've lived there before. We've lived in Colorado before. I have sinus problems, sorry.
It's one of my favorite places, but I'm not going out there.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. It's really expensive to live out there. It's like California prices now. It's not the way it used to be back when he was in the Air Force and we were out there having a really good time before they built up and everything years ago when we were first married.
A lot less white. Actually, no beard at all. Military.
Oh, you're still handsome.
Aw, that's sweet. That's sweet.
But anyway.
I'm just an old man.
Oh, please.
That's very sad. I don't have a kid that I should have in my life because she doesn't really want to be part of our life anymore.
She does, though. This is why she makes the videos that she does. So let's go ahead and let him watch the video. You can watch
Maybe
his
I'll
response.
change my mind.
You can watch our responses to it. Okay, so this is it. It calls.
Will it still be Will it still be recording our faces as well?
Yeah, we're recording. We're live on
All right.
here, so we just can't see ourselves recording. So
okay, so if I cry, I'm not going.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't fart.
I won't do that either.
Don't fart. That's funny.
Sorry.
Then you'd cry.
Then I would. I'd leave. I'd run. Okay, the video is called "Proof She Lies." And here we go.
Proof she lies. Nice,
Yes.
Nice line.
Out of the blue. And I haven't bothered.
Oh, there she is.
There she is. All right.
There's Shanny.
As for my mother, I'm glad I have this proof now that you lied and exaggerated things and blew things out of proportions, because you always do this. When you do something bad, you have to cover it up, and you have to gaslight people, and you have to treat people like shit, and lie about people. You lied about Patrick. You lied about your ex-husband. And you probably lied about Brett, too.
Being an alcoholic?
You probably lied about your sister.
What?
I know you definitely lied about Darlene. Because they found out that you're not who you say you are.
Well, she's picking all the right people to think she's that are great.
I know what kind of human being you are. But
she's aligned on the other
what
side.
kind of human being you are. You could admit that
She's
you
painting a
were
picture
wrong
right
and you
now.
handled yourself very wrong with me.
You're very wrong for that. Yeah.
Could actually, for once in your life, say sorry and repent for something bad that you've done in your life.
I only pray for you every single
I show
night.
you good favor.
That's true.
I mean, I believe in
But
God.
you don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah. And I respect that. I mean, the thing is that with Shanny, she views her relationship to God as some power fantasy.
Do that.
I'm
You
not
wanna
like super
continue to lie
Christian,
about
but
me?
Well, at least Betty doesn't view her relationship to God as a power fantasy when it suits her.
And treat me like crap. And you know what? Anyone who has a bad parent, anyone who has a parent that does not love them.
why is
I
it
think
always
that's one-
me?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Why is it me?
And, Mary's trying to convince everyone around.
I mean, it shouldn't be you
that
either, but
Jesus,
why?
there's something
Why does she
wrong
pick
with him.
me?
He's mad. He's crazy. Jesus said this.
Okay, what did
Who
Jesus
is
say,
my
Shannon?
mother, my brothers, and my sister? Everyone quiet, not knowing what to say. He says, those who do the will of my Father, those are the ones I will call my brothers, my sister, and my mother.
Well, I'm not a perfect Christian, but I don't know what you're talking about.
And we do happen to know the 10 Commandments.
The Bible also
That's how it
says,
goes here.
if they don't love
Honor
you,
thy father and thy
and they
mother.
don't have the love.
Exactly. See, get mad at the parents for standing up for themselves, but I give them props for going against even that even women. I'm the daughter of God, and he smites my enemies. Yes, again, that's what I've been saying. You see, I mean, I'm a religious person too. I'm Catholic. My mother is religious extremely. Well, not to the extent of Shanny, but oh hey, widow's son, sanctum sanctorum, what's up? But what I was saying that yeah, she says a rosary. My mother says a rosary at 5:00 when this person that she follows on Facebook does a rosary stream, which is supposed to be like a prayer for the people who were affected by COVID. But the thing is, at least she knows how to puts her faith in God. Shani, on the other hand, uses God as a power fantasy to like strike her enemies, because we all know that Shani is petty as fuck.
Or meant
Father
that.
him, so I can only assume.
She doesn't know anything about
Like
that.
you've been so
Exactly. Hey, widow's son, you're just in time. I mean, it's only two of us, only you in Crash at the moment, but give it time and we'll have more people, hopefully.
And so unloving. And if
Hateful.
you don't believe you've been
She
unloving,
gave
to
you
me,
life.
you've never shown me anything. And
Okay,
so
I'm going to
love
stop
that
right
is
here.
contained
I've
in
never
you.
showed her anything. I've been abusive to her whole life. You want to extrapolate on that?
Extrapolate.
No, you have never been abusive to her.
It's the
I
other way.
can't understand where she would be coming from that.
Yeah. Why does Shani always claim that her mother's always abusive to her? Just because she's been strict with her? That constitutes as abuse? I mean, for God's sake, Shani, you were a grown woman when you lived with your mother. But then again, you're crazy as fuck. So I wouldn't expect anything from you.
She was like the one kid that I spent a lot of time with.
Oh, yeah,
Out of
you were-
four,
okay.
all
I
four
mean,
of our kids.
When
I spent a great deal of time with Shannon.
I was, yeah. Okay. I mean, that was a force of habit. I didn't really thought you'd take it literally, widow's son. It was a slip up, but
She was always getting in trouble at school
I had to take off work to go to school and get her out of school at times.
many times. And then we're talking about a lot of her, I mean,
don't you mean join the chat, widow's son? I mean,
she was a really
I'm not shoehorning the link to the StreamYards. I mean, even though I put a link in the description in the chat, but again, this is a solo stream. Again, I do solo streams just until I get my shit together. I can join other people's streams, but that's just about it for now. Until I start getting better at streaming, start getting more conversations, and
great
I
child.
mean, she used to get into fights all the time at Black Mountain.
Yeah, when she was a Black Mountain. That's when she was a teenager. That's when things really
That's
started
when
going south.
she started going to hell.
Yeah, that's,
I mean, she made a belly button.
no, I think what happened was that
Well, it was one of the.
I think she started getting worse at that time is what it was. Because when she was younger, like little signs that I missed, like when the teacher pinched her under chin and the teacher punched her in the nose. And we found out teacher didn't punch her in the nose. She ran into his arm because he was telling he had his arms up telling all the kids to stop. And she ran into his arm and her nose was bleeding.
Yeah, but
of course, the first thing
we took the
that
teacher's side, or we took her side on that.
we did. I mean, you're moving this around,
Oh,
so it's
sorry.
going to change the live screen. Hold on. Oh, we're still on the screen.
Okay.
But you know, things like this had occurred, and every time I would go to school and say, "What's going on here?" You know,
We'd always go to bat
my
for
mom.
her.
My mom combat.
good. I'm not asking you to join the group chat, widow's son. I just put that out there because I don't know. I was bored. But you can just keep to the comments in the chat, but not join the stream. You can join the chat, widow's son, but not the stream. I mean, I like doing these by myself.
Boots on.
Even though I
Never had to do this with my other kids, but Shannon, there was always something going on throughout her whole life. At
Always
school.
to bat for her too, and it wasn't against her ever.
So
I mean, yeah. Yeah, me neither. I don't see anyone live right now because Atheist Veteran kind of canceled his stream tonight, but I'm just filling in for him for the time being. I mean, well, not filling in for him. I'm just filling in the gap that he's leaving, that he left when he called off his stream. I mean, I just hope he's okay. I just hope he's okay. And I wish him well. I mean, he's a really cool dude, and I like him a lot. And that's the thing. I treat all you guys like family. And you all are cool people. It's just we all have to set we always have to like sort out our priorities when it comes to doing streams.
I think we both really missed the signs of her mental illness, but it was gradual. It just got worse and worse and worse.
By the way, Widow's Son, you don't really have to join the stream. You can just keep to the chat. I just did that because, I don't know, it was random of me. I just put the link to the StreamYards because it was random for me because, I don't know. I'm weird like that.
Over the years.
And it's a force of habit that I'm trying to break. You can just go into the YouTube link that I put in the Discord and you can just watch. You don't have to join into the discussion. I mean, if that's all right with you, I mean, I like doing these streams by myself. It helps me branch out more. I mean, that way I don't have to look like an idiot when I host a stream. I can just build myself up and make things comfortable for myself. You see how that works?
Years.
And it really got worse.
I mean, I don't mind joining other people's streams, especially Atheist Veteran, because he's a really cool dude.
When she was a teenager.
Yeah.
I mean, she got an infection because she pierced her belly button and she got an infection in it, actually.
She pierced it with a cheap
earring,
like Walmart earring.
Why?
Or something like that. And well, that's
maybe, I mean, some people could say that's kids stuff, but the thing is it's also self-harm.
Yeah. She didn't cut herself back then, though. She wasn't as depressed. It was just kind of doing things to get negative attention.
And then
she hung around with the goth kids.
And that guy that had I have your soul in my bag.
Yeah, they like to hang around with kids
that were into magic
and Satanism.
Yeah, so Shani's been hanging out with the wrong crowd for a long, long time.
And all this other stuff.
Black arts.
She found that kind of intriguing.
And that's the God's honest truth.
I mean, we weren't the greatest Christian parents.
We didn't go to church constantly, but the thing is
we didn't believe in the church. We didn't believe in organized religion.
We believe in God.
I
we believe in
God.
Jesus.
I definitely believe there's a God.
I believe there's a God too. And I have to believe there's a God. It's part of my religion. I'm Catholic.
Definitely believe in Jesus. I believe.
And he died for our sins.
I believe that too. But the thing with Shani is that, again, I have to keep saying this over and over again. She views her relationship to God and to Jesus as some sort of power fantasy. Like, she's always talking about how God is going to avenge her. God is going to smite my enemies and all that shit. That's dandy and all, but, well, actually, no, that's not dandy. That's blasphemy. Because God is not all about that shit. At least not the New Age God that we all know about. Maybe the Old Testament stuff, but because that's the thing with Shanny and G-Man is that they always refer to the Old Testament God and not the current God.
We believe that. And we still read the Bible. I mean, we pick it up and we read it. I'm not an expert on the Bible. Neither is he, but we try to.
I have a Bible, but I'm not an expert on it. I don't even know some of the passages. I just go through the Psalm. And that's usually as a means of comfort for whenever I have like a panic attack, especially when it comes around, especially around monsoon season.
Keep ourselves updated with things as time goes along. We're just not the greatest. I can't consider myself a holier than thou.
We can't quote it as much as she does, but
I can't quote the Bible as much as Shanny does. The only thing I can quote is the path of the righteous man shit. The Ezekiel 25:17 one, the one from Pulp Fiction, which was exaggerated. But there are other passages that sometimes I forget. I had one highlighted.
the thing is I think there's a difference between knowing what the Bible means and how it reacts to being able to memorize words, quote, like that.
But we know enough when you're a bullshit Christian.
I think you could take words from that Bible and twist it,
and I would consider Shanny a bullshit Christian because I don't think she's even a real Christian. She's just, again, using this as an excuse to, well, further her mental illness even further. She's even worse. She's just like those Trump supporters. And she used to be a Trump supporter before the whole George Floyd thing. Before.
It's been done so many times.
It's true. Anybody can twist the words of the Bible. And yeah, a lot of times.
I mean, look at G-Man.
That's exactly what she does. It's like G-Man. G-Man will go ahead and get down on Miss Star for cussing or something
Missy
like
Ann
that, or
too.
whatever it is.
And Shanny and Rev would go against Missy Ann trying to say crazy shit. And she's doing that. She's doing the same thing she did last year. Well, almost last year, come April. But during April of 2020, when she said that God will avenge her by giving the human race the coronavirus, and she always keeps saying that Christ is going to come back and that she is God's anointed, and you could see her pointing at her lump on her forehead, claiming that it's a mark from God.
I don't know if she smokes or not. I don't know what all he says.
Hey, Lynn, how are you?
Yeah, he can allow the behavior that Shannon does for some reason.
Thank
but when
you.
somebody gives you a house.
Oh, thank you, Lynn. Thank you for the kind support. That means a lot to me. I got this.
To live in and whatnot. Yeah, the Christianity kind of goes. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Christianity is that there are always altercations to the Bible. There are, like I said, newer additions to the Bible, new versions of the Bible, like the New Testament, like the New Age Bible. I have the New Age Bible. I have one not on me right now, but there was a pocket-sized version.
But anyway, that's another story. So let's get on with this. Here's her proof. I want him to see her proof that I lied.
I'm doing good, Lynn. I'm doing fine.
You never accepted me for who I was as a person.
Okay, let me see if I can find. I'm going to try to scroll forward.
Let me watch this. I don't want to scroll forward. I want to see the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to miss a
This is
word.
going to be a long hangout.
I saw that little comment
That's cool.
you made.
And this was during the Google Hangout days.
Ex-husbands, when you weren't even there when I was married to any of the husbands, because you kept going fucking crazy and abandoning me.
Okay.
I call bullshit.
That's not true. I didn't abandon Shannon. And if you look up by borderline personality disorder, they have like this obsession with abandonment and whatnot. It's like one.
And I could see that. And that is very prevalent. And that is a prevalent thing in Shani's videos, especially the post-Christmas stream she did when she was having a meltdown over a bunch of comments that you guys were leaving on her live streams, or at Rev's live streams, because she was scared that people are going to convince Rev to leave her. And she was trying to manipulate him because, of course, it's obvious that someone with borderline personality disorder would have a fear of abandonment.
One of the biggest things that they feel like they're abandoned all the time. It's just, that's her mental illness talking.
No,
right
you're
there.
just no, Lynn, you're just we haven't gotten to that part yet, but that's coming up later on. That comes later.
Anyway, I'm gonna try to find where she holds her proof up, and I can't find it. Weird.
She does look miserable, though.
She looks disheveled all the time, Joe. It's really sad. I mean, her hair is always.
She's.
I mean, the other
why
day
doesn't she take better care of herself?
You should have seen her with the green leaves around her head.
Oh, and that part about wanting to see her mother dead.
Oh yeah, that. You just got yeah. Oh, I already read that part, but yeah, that's the thing I've seen with Shani is that I think when she got with Rev, around that time when she got with Rev, even before that, I don't know, but I think somewhere around that time, she snapped. She stopped taking. I mean, you've seen videos of her before she got with Rev when she still had definition, right? When she still had definition in her body. I mean, you could still see her arm. You could still see the wrist joints in her arms. You could still see some muscular structure, and her face was thinner than it is right now. I mean, back when she was a lot thinner, something happened to her that made her flip the switch. Even in, well, I wouldn't say the arrest video, but even before the arrest video, she looked thinner. Before the arrest video.
Her rotting corpse dead?
No, she wanted
her mother's head on a platter. This isn't, keep in mind that one of the things, aside from copyright issues, aside from like false flagging people for copyright infringement, one of the other things that Shani takes seriously, aside from copyright infringement, are death threats. I mean, aside from threatening to put people in jail because they, like falsely accusing people of pedophilia, and copyright infringement, aside from all those bullshit accusations she throws, another thing she takes seriously is death threats. And oh boy, she has made numerous death threats to people, including Nancy Pelosi, her mother, and even Dragnot. She's made countless death threats towards Dragnot, where even when Rev tried to do his stream, she kept texting him saying that she wants Dragnot dead.
And she wanted to see my dead, rotting corpse head on a platter, and I think something about putting something around
Surrounded
it,
by
and
leaves
dancing around it,
and
or
dancing around it.
something like that. Don't quote me word for word. But anyway, that's not the first time she's wished me dead.
And of course, again, this isn't the first time Shani's ever made death threats towards people. I mean, we all saw those videos where Shani is always saying, "I want Drag dead." And it wouldn't be this last time, because whenever she says, like, saying that God, I mean, the God will avenge me part, that's basically considered death threats. When she's always saying, like, God will avenge me, it's implying for a death threat.
She's obsessed with saying that I'm going to die.
She is so, and again, she's obsessed with saying that we are all going to die. She wants you've seen those videos where she's saying that Christ is coming and all that shit. She basically wants everyone dead.
That
She said that just before she left. God's going to kill
he
you.
was right
Exactly.
here.
I was right next.
Exactly. That's the thing that we always, you all remember when Shani made that joke about how God avenges her, and the geek room got on her case about that because she made fun of one of their friends, Trevor, I think it was named. He was a friend of the geek rooms and who passed away not long ago. And she kind of laughed and said that God killed him. She also did the same thing with a Fat Thick Geeky, claiming that God made her get into a car accident. This isn't, and of course, let's not forget the numerous times. I did say that she called for the death of Nancy Pelosi, but not just that. She also it's not just the geek room. It's not just drag or burnt toast or even Jules. She wants everyone dead. Not just her mother. She wants the entire human race to die and go to hell.
Tour.
He had just had his knees replaced, so he was in the recliner a lot during that time while his knee was healing and whatnot. And he heard the whole thing. As it went down. But
that was just before I told her she couldn't stay there anymore. I told her she couldn't stay here anymore.
He'd had enough. I ended up going to the hospital that day because my blood pressure was through the roof. We actually had the paramedics come. Because I have a lot of heart problems. I have now I have a defibrillator, pacemaker, and
so
I was told after my heart surgery, I have a congenital heart disease that they didn't catch until I was 56. And oftentimes they don't catch hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy until later on in life because it gets worse.
Or they die.
Yes, sudden death is it's actually the number one reason why football players die on the field, believe it or not. But we have people that have a really thick heart, and actually almost died in the hospital after my first surgery.
And now you can see why Shani's always wishing death on her. She paid Louis Anderson, the comedian Louis fucking Anderson, to say like a in memory thing for Betty, because of course in Shani's mind she's already dead. Well, she's dead to her.
Genital and all her children should get checked for it. If you haven't been checked, Shannon, you should.
I told her about that when she was here. I tried to explain everything to her, that all the family, even my sister and her kids, her son is a football player for Stetson University, and he's a great football player, by the way. He's awesome. But she had him checked. She had her other son checked.
They're doing good this year.
Checked. The family pulled together and everybody got checked except for Shannon. And she said, no, if I die, I'm just going to go to heaven because that's where I'm going to be happiest. And that is so sad.
Exactly. I mean, this she's done this so many times. She's always saying that she can't wait for Jesus to come back and she can't wait to go to heaven so that she can have her heavenly body. I mean, you've got to be a whole new level of fucked up to say that shit. You know what I mean? I mean, I've seen Shani say crazy shit so many times. She's always talking about, I want God, I need Jesus to come back and all that shit. You know, I need Jesus to come back and take me away and give me my heavenly body and all that shit. I mean, that is a sad way to think. That is
really, really
if that happens,
sad, especially
what about her kids?
Exactly.
What I was just gonna say.
What about her kids? We all know, well, Joe, Shani doesn't even care about her kids. I mean, for God's sake, she uses her boys as meat shields to get people to feel sorry for her.
It's really sad when you're a mom and you've got kids.
What about Zachary?
But the last thing that she said to me is that God was going to kill me for what I was doing to her. You know, she gets so dramatic when she says it.
Exactly. So, again, you don't have to take my word for him. You can take Betty's. She's done this so many times. And it's not just Betty. She's done this with a lot of people. Like I said, the Geek Room got on her case about Trevor when she said that God will avenge her and saying that God will smite her enemies. The Geek Room got on her case with Trevor because Trevor was the guy that she made fun of. And it wasn't the same Trevor, but the inclination that she said that is very, very, very telling that this woman is mentally ill. And again, I don't want to hear the whole it's her borderline personality disorder, because that, again, that's another thing that pisses me off about Shani, is that she blames her borderline personality disorder for all her problems.
So I'm kind of parroting her. And I feel bad when I do that, but I do it.
Well,
So I feel bad. Everything I do, she makes me feel bad. Everything I do.
Everything we do makes us.
I mean, everything that I say, if she was here, I tried to explain everything to her, that all the family, even my sister, she says it. So I'm kind of parroting her. And I feel bad when I do that, but I do it.
Well,
So I feel bad. Everything I do, she makes me feel bad.
Everything that we do makes me feel bad, because makes me feel angry. Everything she accuses Drag or the Geek Room, Jules, every time she tries to accuse Jules of being a pedophile, I get pissed off, because Jules, yeah, as much as I like to harp on Jules in the Geek Room's chat, she's a really cool kid. She's a really cool person. And I really like her. I consider her as a friend, even though she's supposed to be my wife, but she's a really cool chick. And so is Burnt Toast. And Dragnot's a cool cat too. But the fact that Shani would accuse these people for God knows what reasons, and she's threatening to get them in trouble, that's telling that she's making me feel bad for Jules, for Drag, and honestly, I can't say much about that, because I know Drag, Jules, and the Geek, they can fight their own battles. And I know they mean well. And I know they don't want me to get involved in this drama. But I'm sorry to say this, I'm already involved. I mean, I'm not on the front line. I'm just observing and giving my opinion about it harshly, but
everything I do, I mean, everything that I say, it doesn't matter.
Anything she likes, it's terrible.
I'm trying to find where she holds up the Facebook page where it says, "I got the job on October 20th." Why don't you tell that's the only other part. She just goes on about how abusive I am, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you tell everybody how many months she laid up in the bedroom day after day, drinking alcohol? Well, I'll let you tell them.
Which time?
This last.
Oh, by the way, Lynn, I hope you're still watching this because this is where Joe, the dad, speaks, and I'm pretty sure this is the part where he talks about the 15-year-old.
Time that she stayed with. She has stayed with every one of her family members, her father several times, me several times. We had been separated for 10 years. I had remarried, and then we remarried again later on. I ended up marrying a man who was an alcoholic because I didn't have a lot of self-esteem. And one of the reasons that we broke up is because of some of the stuff that I don't even want to say it.
It doesn't even relate to it.
No, I'm saying
what happened with Pat after she left there has nothing to do with you.
She came to live with my ex-husband and I down in Florida. And
I think she says that this is the part, Lynn, if you're watching this the part where she's talking about the 15-year-old, where the dad is talking about the 15-year-old, that's coming up right here.
He hit on her, and I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, he did. He was drunk.
Yeah, I think he's personally he's an asshole.
He was.
She's absolutely, Shannon's absolutely right about Pat being an asshole. She's absolutely right about that other guy in Houston being an asshole. Because he beat the hell out of her.
We were able.
So yeah, again, like I said, I believe Shanny is a victim of trauma. But instead of actually getting help for it, but she's letting it corrupt her. So there's that. I could say it. Let me say that again. I believe Shanny is a victim of trauma, and she's letting it corrupt her to the point where she has become this reclusive slug of a human.
We were able to reconcile.
Very dangerous.
Hey, Harley, how are you?
We were able to reconcile our marriage.
How are you doing?
To be honest with you, after Shannon.
Hey, Harley. Hey, Tara. How are you doing? I'm sorry that I'm sorry that Atheist Veteran didn't have his show on tonight. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but I hope he's all right. I'm really pulling for him. I hope he's doing fine. I hope he's getting things sorted out. And I hope to be on his show in the near future. Assuming if he can schedule that shit.
Was gone on her own because
we love each other.
We do. We truly do. And we
always did love each other.
And we actually stayed best friends while we were divorced during that time period. I mean, I could always pick up the phone, or he could always both of us could always just pick up the phone and talk to one another because we had kids together.
There's the thing in common.
That was the most important thing to both of us, is the kids.
And something.
And they weren't little kids when this happened. They were all
adults.
Young adults.
The other kids were very happy that we had a good relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
it was really important
Because
to both
it was
of us.
less traumatic to Michael and Joey and Aaron that
But
way.
you've got to figure that
And
how
hopefully to
she
some
is-
extent hopefully it could have helped Shannon too.
it
but I
did
don't know.
contribute to us breaking up. It really did. It just seemed like it was hopeless. It was just nothing but constant turmoil in our house all the time. And neither of us could take it anymore. And we had to change things up. And I admit it. I went, I found the wrong guy. If my husband passed away before me, I would never find another guy again, to be honest with you.
Now I get why Drag would say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree because Shani has had a history of troubled relationships. So again, this is where I would believe the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, is the cycle of failed relationships.
I mean,
Well,
I'm perfectly, I am now secure with myself. I don't.
And I do agree that, yeah, she might have picked that up from Betty. Shani might have picked up the fact that having a series of troubled relationships might have been what Drag was talking about when he said the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Need a man to take care of me, but I have my best friend, and she will spin the story completely different.
Exactly.
About it. Yes, you are.
I know.
I consider all of you my best friends. I mean, you probably might not hear this that much, but honestly, I consider you all my best friends. Especially you, Tara, and Renee, and Draven, and even you, Crash.
Oh, I am?
And you,
We're each
Lynn,
other's best friend.
Yeah.
and you, Widow.
Anyway, she posted in this video that on October 20th that she got the job, which is proof that she got a job. Now, please tell everybody how long she laid in bed this time.
Let's see. She got here in what, July?
June or July?
June or I think it was late June, actually.
I had just had my abdominals. I had abdominal surgery on top of my
And
heart surgery and the anemia too.
somewhere in there, she was doing a little bit of taxi work. And
Not when she was with us.
No, she couldn't get that job
She
back.
couldn't get the job back. They didn't want to hire her back.
And she worked for some kind of as a nurse's aide or something like that. Or
Oh, yeah. So, again, I think she got fired from being a taxi driver. Or she kind of... Oh, welcome back, Widow's son.
Yeah, she
for a
had
mental health thing.
Her extensive medical background.
Oh.
She had a 2-week training. Well, she tells people this stuff, Joe.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it makes me look like
Right.
an idiot when
she was just taking care of some people. It's just an adult babysitter, basically, type of deal.
Shani needs an adult babysitter. Oh, wait, no, she already has one. Rev kind of... Well, then again, both of them need an adult babysitter. And we all know who has to check in on them.
And, she's also not a kickboxer.
Oh, my God. What? A kickboxer? Really, Shani? You claim to be a kickboxer? Oh, my God. What the fuck?
Yeah, I saw that. She said she was a kickboxer.
She never, ever learned
She
that.
wasn't a military brat. She
This is the part, Lynn. This is the part.
wasn't a military brat. Her
No,
father...
I was out of the military when she was born.
Yeah. And there was one job that he had at Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida.
But that's civil service.
and she
job.
went to live with him. Now tell him how that turned out.
This is the part here. This is the part, Lynn. This is... Uh-oh. You're welcome. You're always welcome, guys. Oh, I might need to check that out later on. What? What's the idiot talking about this time? Is Shani forcing him to say that stupid shit? Because I've seen this song and dance so many times. It's become repetitive.
That turned out real good. I found her in bed with a 15-year-old and she was an 18-year-old.
You see, you hear that, Lynn?
I mean, I had to chase a naked 15-year-old boy out of my house.
So he didn't.
After they were caught together.
There's a lot of history
Oh,
on
there's stuff on this. And it's.
Oh, I want to show you something. I want you to
just.
Look at this. Look at this. Someone came on with a sock account, and it says St. Louis County Social Services.
Oh,
we live in St. Louis County in northern Minnesota. It says CPS should be seeing this in all your videos for the sake and safety of your children. Okay.
Okay. All my children are adults.
No, her children.
Her children?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely her children.
They're not in.
Let's clear something up.
They're in Japan.
Thick Shades mirrored my video where I talked about the boys when they were peeing on the floor.
Right.
When you went
hiding toilet paper behind the toilet.
Oh, I haven't even gotten to that.
Oh, I talked about I like I said, I covered the video where she was talking about the living situation when she was living with her parents. And yes.
I didn't even tell them about that. I didn't want to bring all that stuff up. Joe,
right.
It's ugly, but she wants to keep this up. I'm gonna let them know what really went on here.
Yeah.
And by the way, do you have a link to that video? If you can't, you put it in the Discord, in the Geek Room's Discord if you can.
Okay, so let me get it straightened out so we can do it.
Sure.
How long did she have that job at the nurse? It wasn't a nursing home. It was like a group home.
It was a group home. It was a home.
And they were disabled people.
Yeah.
So it was a group home. I mean,
probably 2 weeks.
Just like I had said, over and over again.
I brought her up there a couple of times, picked her up and things like that. And other times I let her use my truck.
Yeah, she used his truck every day while she was here. We bought her clothes. We bought the boys' clothes while she was here. She was not abused or mistreated whatsoever. Bought her makeup, got her hair done. There was a video that she had.
Let her dye her hair. Had her dye her hair
several times while she was here. That's when it started getting really crazy. But
we bought the dye. I bought it. I know I did.
Yeah, it started getting crazy after that, though. That was during the time when things started really.
Oh yeah, they try to make everything. They try to turn their lives around and try to do all this shit for Shani, tries to make her feel better after her split with Chris. I thought of something bizarre. I know. I might need to I might need to check that out when I do. I might do a Looney Bin special on Rev video.
Really going downhill for some reason when she started dyeing her hair.
And the thing is she didn't want to help out with any kind of household responsibility.
No household responsibility. I think she emptied the dishwasher once.
And
she doesn't clean up after her boys. She left the house constantly and me alone with the boys without asking me whatsoever.
She did the same thing to her brother, by the way.
She did
the first time around.
Yeah. Well, tell him what was she used to do. He was in college at the time.
He was in college. He had to take off college courses. And it helped contribute to him having to drop out of school. And he's
back in now.
And he also wanted to leave the house because of her too. And that's the godsend.
No, she used to go and party all the time. Back then she was with women. She's bisexual and that's fine. But
well, technically she's now a lesbian according to the shit that she posts when she talks shit about Rev and how all men are evil and that she's done with men. She remember when she said she's a lesbian now? I would consider Rev a female because he basically acts like a bitch. I would say he's more of a beta male cuck.
She drove the women that she was with crazy too with her antics that was going on.
One of them put a what was it?
Restraining
order
on Shannon.
I don't remember her.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Lynn. Betty and Joe, they are really nice parents, and they tried their best to make things comfortable for Shani and the boys when they were living with them. And my heart breaks for these two. I feel sorry for them. I felt sorry for them when, I kind of felt sorry for them when I heard about the whole the crazy shenanigans when she was living with them. I felt sorry for them for having to put up with Shani. But then again, family's all you have, but that's not what Shani thinks. Of course, Shani, being the perpetual victim, would have to turn everything around and make it seem more dramatic than it already is.
Name, but she had dark hair and she was kind of an Oriental.
That's actually girl. Two people that had a restraining order on her. We've never filed a restraining order on Shannon. We've not called social services on her.
Oh, you mean the weird chicks? Oh, you mean that time where she said that she doesn't want to be in a room with weird chicks when she was being arrested? Are you talking about that time, Crash?
Joe and I, we tried to deal with things as we could because we do have grandchildren. We tried to give them whatever we could. They stayed in the master bedroom. Joe slept on a small bed that in the extra room that we have.
She slept on the couch.
I slept on the couch the whole time for months.
We're talking from June to Christmas time.
And that whole time
that's half a year.
The whole time that she wasn't working, what was she doing?
Smoking pot, getting high, drunk, and making videos like this crazy
with Jason. Everything boo-hoo-hooing. Jason doesn't want me. He said mean things to me.
Yes.
So it's basically history repeating itself.
Yeah, there was a lot of those. She'd sit in the backyard and
she
cry
said that.
And boo-hoo.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that again. I'm gonna redo that one, the one where Shani was in the backyard crying over Chris and Jason.
She'd get drunk publicly. She's in the backyard smoking and drinking.
Oh yeah, because I remember when I saw the video where she's crying in the backyard when she was after she and Chris split up. And she's crying and she said that she tried to drink herself into a stupor, and she tried to get stoned. And the whole "I need my Adam, I need my David" thing. You guys remember that?
I don't know for sure what really went down, but she said that
we all know that
her. He denies it, and to be honest with you, I'm not so sure I believe that really happened because she took about 4 months before she went to rape crisis. 4 months. And a lot of women don't report rape. I understand that. I completely understand.
I don't. Well, I know that Chris never raped. She didn't rape her. That's one of Shani's many lies that she would use to discredit him because we all know Shani is a perpetual victim. She's always a victim.
Understand that. But she didn't even take care of the STD. If she didn't have one, thank God.
No.
This time. She's had them before.
She's had them before.
We all know that part.
That I know.
He knows. He knows that because he was dealing with that at that time.
I had to take her to these places sometimes.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a life with her. It really, truly has. And now she is always she's obsessing over me dying. She wants me dead, and God is going to kill me. I mean, she mentions it in all her videos, and I think
and she's done that with a lot of people, not just not just Betty. Do I need to add this guy in? Hello?
Holy shit, this fucking show is goddamn boring. Fuck you, Rick.
Oh my god. Thank you for coming. Oh my god, that was funny. I needed a laugh.
has to do with this guy. I don't know if you know him, David Weiser, because he's always like, "Oh, my mother, I'm glad she's dead." Da, 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 da. He kind of
Egged it on.
eggs it on.
Now, was that a troll talking, my guys? My guys. Thank you.
She's always, but
You know, the simplest thing for her.
That was nutritional yeast, Crash. That was nutritional yeast. It was a troll. It was a troll. I just love it. I just love it when I get that type of shit. It's funny. I mean, now I look at it, I'm like
For Shannon is just to move on. Forget all this shit that she thinks happened in the past, because it didn't happen that way, Shannon. This I know for a fact. And I would swear to God in front of St. Peter and anybody else that you want to put up in heaven there, that it didn't happen the way you're saying it did.
yeah, and it's really sad because
I want you to do is have a good life.
That's all we
That's
worry.
it.
That's all we worry
You don't
about.
have to talk to us, but don't talk about us and say lies like you are.
She doesn't talk about you. It's always me.
Well,
that wasn't Jake. That wasn't Jake. No, that wasn't Jake. I should know. I've been on the stream.
Always me. And let me tell you something. I can't drive because after my heart surgery,
it affected her eyes.
I had fluid changes, and
that was I think that was nutritional yeast. No, Crash, that wasn't. Exactly. That was nutritional yeast. Crash. That was nutritional yeast. It was a troll. It was one of the dragoons, I would say.
ended up bursting blood vessel in my eye, and I could not see it all. I only saw brown out of my right eye. I had to turn my driver's license in because I couldn't pass the vision test. And so I'm still where and what they did was they voided my driver's license. So now I actually, because it's been so long, it's been since last year at this time.
Yeah.
Because I had to get that taken care of before Joey got married, so I could give identification to Homeland Security because they got married on a cruise ship.
That's true. It would have been funny if it were Reb, but no. I think that was Jason Guacamole. Probably not Jason Guacamole. It was just a troll account. I mean, I regret putting my the StreamYard's link at times, but it's funny. And yeah, she did hurt her own family. And it was someone's sock account. Possibly, I don't know, one of the Dragoons. I mean, we like to fuck with each other.
You had to be
last year,
my
youngest son, my
and this is
oldest
May.
son.
We're talking about May here.
Yeah, but anyway, getting back to the boys peeing, William doesn't lie. When he peed on the floor upstairs, what did he say, Joe?
Zachary did it.
Zachary did it. He didn't do it. And she said, William doesn't lie. But what did she do to William?
Punished him anyways.
She flipped him over his knee and started spanking him. He's 9 years old. She started spanking him.
At least she didn't get out the whip. At least she didn't get out the whip when she was punishing William. At least I hope she didn't get out the whip. No, that was for Rev.
Okay. Because of his lying. When she
I thought I had mods.
the day that she came to the house when she got out of jail, I called him at work and I said, Joe, can you sit down for a minute? He goes, yeah. He knows that voice of mine. And I said, Shannon's back. And he's like, what? Yeah, Shannon's back. Chris left her. She doesn't know where the boys are. He came home immediately. I mean, immediately from work. He left work, came home. And we took her right away over to the house that she lived in. Tell them what it was like halfway up the stairs. What could you smell?
Piss.
Urine.
Urine, garbage, and feces.
It was filled with urine. They were peeing on the floor regularly, but she pretends that never went on.
Of course, Shani would pretend that shit never went on because we all know Shani's a pathological liar. And speaking of peeing on the floor, what has anyone ever seen Rev pee on the floor? Because with the way he's living, it's not going to be it wouldn't be a stretch to see or hear urine dropping on carpet or a linoleum or driftwood, because he's about there, guys. He's really about there with the fact that with his life, with how he's living, the dirty, cooking in the bedroom, keeping salt in the bathroom, eating with filthy hands. I wouldn't be fucking surprised if Rev starts peeing on the floor.
Anything that you try to bring up about her, she pretends that it didn't happen, or she'll turn it around. She'll turn it around and make it seem like you're crazy or whatever. So the big thing that she's saying in here, and
I did. I would imagine that she would threaten to beat Zachary. I wouldn't go as far as to say she threatened to kill him, but she threatened to beat him, or she told him to fuck off. And when I kind of made out what she said, I was like, oh, you are a shitty person. Oh, fuck you, Shani. You don't deserve to have kids. You're not the type of person who should be having kids in the first place if you're going to act like that in front of your own son.
He was here that whole day when I went, the day that he asked Shannon to leave, and the day that I went to the hospital because my blood pressure was.
It was Christmas Eve.
It was Christmas Eve.
I had the day off.
Yeah, he took a lot of time off during the time she was here too because of her. A lot of time off. But which didn't help when, we'd been in and out of the hospital because it's a 4-hour drive to the Mayo Clinic, and I was being treated at the Mayo Clinic because there's only 10 hospitals in the country that deal with the congenital heart condition that I have. And they told me that I should not have any stress in my life, that I need to start putting that away. So I deal with things differently. I try not to get myself worked up, which is why I don't really want to sit here and blubber.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, don't remind me about the time when Shanny peed in Rev's mouth. Can you say squirt? Oh my god, that is just fucking disgusting. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Shanny was peeing on the floor, too.
Just want this to be a moment where maybe I can make somebody understand the more that you feed into her and she sees your, and I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty.
I think we're all guilty of feeding into her delusions because we all know that Shanny claims that she doesn't watch us, but we all know goddamn well that she does. And she throws a bitch fit over the fact that she watches us because we always like to talk shit about her all the time. It's kind of funny, actually. I mean, we all know she's a liar. We all know she never makes good on her promises. And we all know damn well that she is so fucking delusional to the point where she even believes in her own shit. And of course, we all know she's not that smart.
Of it too, but I come to the realization that the more we're doing is feeding into her and giving her an excuse to, you know, make these.
I'm sorry, widow's son. I'm sorry for you. I mean, then again, when it comes to Shanny, I mean, Shanny is the type of person that will kill your appetite. That her videos would literally kill your appetite. You'll probably go on a hunger strike after watching some of her shit, especially the ones especially her OnlyFans, from when she had her OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure watching Shanny porn would change your life. Will probably make you want to lose weight more.
Negative videos and then get her negative attention from people and everything else.
The videos aren't going to work anymore, Shannon. I'm not watching any more of them.
Yeah, Shannon, these negative videos are not going to work on anyone, even me. I mean, well, then again, the videos that you post piss me off to the point where I'm like, fuck you, Shannon. Fuck you, Shanny. Fuck you. And fuck Rev. And fuck.
I don't care what you say.
I mean, yeah, I can say I don't care what she says, but I do care what she says because it's insulting to my intelligence.
You'd say anything. Just get a frigging life and enjoy it. That's all you have to do. Enjoy your children. If you want to enjoy your family, try making some amends.
Shanny and Reb live off scare tactics, thinking that they are going to scare someone into leaving them alone. Of course she is. Why do you think she's always threatening to call the cops or the FBI on certain people like Shabitsky, Missy Ann, and even Jules? Why do you think she's so adamant on wanting to get these people in trouble? Because she's trying to silence people so that no one knows how much of a shitty person she really is. And maybe she is wearing diapers. I mean, and of course, I feel sorry for you, Sabella. I mean,
and stop trying to make everybody feel so bad about you, because your sisters don't want to talk. Your sister doesn't want to talk about it. Your brother doesn't.
Let me know if Shanny and Rev are going to do another live stream. Because I want to get on that. If they start doing live streams, because we all know Shanny and Rev like to do live streams all the time. But I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get on there because I'm associated with the Geek Room, I'm probably going to be blocked by her because oh my god, we all know how she treats people. I mean, she's basically Billy. And for what the pics I have, she's in a diaper with a button onesie, like a. Oh, what? You're kidding, Crash. Oh my God. Oh my freaking God. Are you serious? Shani's in a diaper?
Doesn't want to talk.
Oh, you better put that shit out there because this would add on to a lot of shit that Shani's into, because I think at some point, I don't think she's wearing the diaper just because she's incontinent. I think she's wearing it just for pleasure. As well as the baby onesie, I think she's wearing that just for pleasure too. Because we all know that there are people who are into that shit.
Talk about it. And Michael certainly is devastated by the things you've said about him.
Yes, her brother is gay.
My Twitter is at rgjaime91. Crash. My Twitter is rgjaime91. Let me put it. At rgjaime, rgjjaime 91. Rev gets off cleaning Shani.
Gay, and she now all of a sudden, oh, by the way, she's pro-gay now.
He was the nicest.
Of course, we all know Shani can't reach her ass. I mean, Rev, I'm pretty sure Rev has to stick his, like I said, I'm sure Rev probably gets off on sticking his hand inside Shani's asshole to clean it. You know what I mean? And she probably got a little fetish because of it.
Person in the world, and she owes him an apology.
It was horrible how she treated him and the things that she said about him and to him and behind his back. It's been a nightmare, and he's never hurt anybody in his life. Honestly, he's a really great guy. He's taking care of her children.
He's the nicest guy in the world.
He is. He's my youngest son. I'm really proud of the person that he is. And you know, I don't care what the Christians say about him. They don't understand.
You might want to put that, Crash. You might want to put that in a private DM, because I don't want seeing it on my page. Shoot me up in a private DM, and I might take a look at it.
And who he is as a human being. And
Jesus wouldn't say anything.
No, I don't believe that Jesus would. Not at all. I mean, he loved everybody.
I would believe, yeah, she is freaking lazy, but I think she wears diapers as a kink. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. I mean, I'm sorry, I could be wrong, but I think Shani's starting to wear diapers as a kink.
Unconditionally.
No,
what
it's
part
just
of that doesn't any.
No, crap. It's 1J. 1J in Jaime. Crash. It's 1J. You put 2Js. It's 1J. Let me show you. Like that. I just don't want you to get confused.
Anybody yet? That's what I don't. That's what screws it up for me.
Also, I'm pretty sure I saw the video. And by the way, I'm pretty sure I saw that video where Shani was shooing the camera away from. I think you should send it to the Geek Room first, Crash, before you send it to me, because I think you should send it to the geek room before you send it to me. That way, I won't be. That way,
Christianity. They want to tell everybody else how they're supposed to live while they're living how they want to.
The Bible, the first part of the Bible, the Old Testament is in the Torah. It's in. It's also in the book that the Arabs find, the Torah, and what is the other one?
The Quran.
The Quran. Thank you. And the words I like to follow are the words of Jesus. And that's how I think we should all live, because if we did, we'd be living in a much better world and happier for each other. It's a world of love. Jesus wanted a world of love.
His ideas is basically what he's saying. Jesus's ideas.
Jesus is love.
Of love and
I'll tell
humanity.
you something. If you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, you should believe in Jesus's word. And things do evolve.
Exactly. I think she's doing it because she can't make it to the bathroom in time, and she's lazy in time. Oh, she can't make it to the bathroom in time? Yeah. That too. That could be possible too, but I'm still going with my story saying that it's a fetish. Because we all know she likes to act like a baby. We all know she's talking in baby talk towards Rev like he's supposed to be her caregiver. And there are people like that. I'm gonna have to do that. Maybe I should do like my next Looney Bin episode tomorrow. I'm thinking about doing a Looney Bin episode on the adult babies. And I'm gonna see if I can find some examples of adult babies.
Son evolved from the father.
Well, Shannon fits her narrative. She fits her narrative into
what she can quote out of
at the time.
She can quote out of the Bible
at the time.
Yeah.
She
look at the whole picture, sweetie. That's what you need to do.
I want her to stop saying that I'm going to die. I'm actually so much more healthier now than I've been in the last couple of years. I mean, you can see even by my old video. I mean, I was pretty stressed out when I made that video that Thick Shades mirrored, and I'm glad
I saw it, and I did a video on that
he did it. Actually, I have to give Thick Shades a lot of thank yous because
I like to give credits to the people who re-uploaded Thick Shades video. And I like to give credit to Betty for putting this out there because I've already covered most of the crazy shit that Shanny's done.
I trusted him, and she was saying that I lost my nursing license because of drug abuse.
Not true.
Which is further from the truth.
I would agree. I would agree. And the same thing can be said about Chris too. I mean, he has a better life. He's living a better life with a good-looking girl. And he's got his life sorted out.
Not.
I can't say the same for Jason because I'm pretty sure Jason's completely fucked up. He was even fucked up to begin with. I mean, Shanny found someone who's just about as fucked up as her. And you know what? I don't want them to separate. I want them to stay together forever. Until Shanny kicks the bucket.
True.
Yeah, never would that happen. Not in a million years.
I was shakes.
I know. Are you all right?
Yeah.
I was a good nurse. I really was. You know, I wasn't the best of anything in my life. I work towards improvement all the time. That's just how I am.
Good to know.
You know?
She loved her family.
I'm hard on myself.
She loves me. She loves her family. All of her family. She still loves you, Shannon.
But anyway, she said,
and I love you too, but I'm not putting up with this.
Anyway,
I can't live like that.
she said that I had lost my license for drug abuse. And I said, Thick Shades, do me a favor. I'm going to give you some information that I would never give to anybody else. I told him how to get into the North Carolina State Board of Nursing. They have compact license, which is good in several different states. I could probably work in Texas under my North Carolina license if I wanted to. Because
that's cool. And that's the thing. Rev is a whipped ass, he is so pussy whipped. Well, that's the thing. Rev has no individuality. He has no individuality. He's, I guess you could say, a beta male cuck. He has no spine. He has no will of his own. Shanny has ruined his life. And even before, Shanny has ruined his life completely. To the point where he can't even think for himself anymore. The thing about Chris and her other husbands is that at least they had balls. At least they put up with Shanny's bullshit. And they did it for the boys, especially Chris. He did it for the boys, but Jason, oh my God. He's still a kid. He has the mental capacity of a 14-year-old. Actually, no, he has the brain capacity of a 5-year-old.
Because of the compact license system. And anywhere that you have any discipline problems, it will show up.
Won't be long now, widow's son. It won't be long now, widow's son, because we all know how much money Rev has left before Shanny drains him completely, buying all the DoorDash she wants.
All 50 states.
It's nationwide.
It's nationwide. They don't let that get away with. So I told him to look it up, and he proved it. It's in the video.
I'll probably take a look at it later on after the stream, because then again, nothing new Shanny will ever do will surprise me, because it's obvious that I'm pretty sure I probably saw it on Secular Opinions stream, his New Year's Eve stream
that he made on
it also says
his Uncle Sam
and
account.
It'll also say if you've been fired, doesn't it?
Exactly. I think, it looks like they're going for broke. I mean, unless they decide to, I don't know, register for Social Security, or unless they, but from what I hear, they've been trying to sell merch but they have a merch store, and I don't know if people are looking at it. I mean, I don't know how much money they're getting from the merch store, but it's obvious that.
No, it doesn't say anything like that. It's called under disciplinary action.
Okay, that would be.
But I still want to believe that Shanny's going to start selling autographed pictures of herself in suggestive poses.
Wouldn't firing be that?
Huh?
Wouldn't firing be a disciplinary action? So it would say that.
Yeah, but it's not a separate category.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. Everything falls under disciplinary action, because that is a disciplinary action. You're right.
So nothing bad. She's done nothing wrong in her career.
No, nothing.
She's the best nurse I've ever seen, and I trust her with my health.
Thanks, Joe. I learned a little bit along the way.
Well, I'll tell you something.
Then again, I'm pretty sure I've seen the picture. I've seen the still photo of Shanny in a diaper, even though it was just a glimpse. And I probably saw it from like the clips that Rumor Research put together. So I'm pretty sure I've seen it before.
Another thing she's done is she's seen some of the medicines that some of these doctors have tried to give me. And she says, no, you can't take that. That'll react with this, or you're going to have a really bad reaction. You can't do this medicine. So talk to your doctor. And he says, oh my God, I would have given this to you.
Exactly. I mean, sorry about my apologies, Sabella. My apologies, Sabella. I mean, but the thing is, Rev had no one in his life. He had no father figure because Rev's father died when he was still a boy. So he was young when his father died, and his mother wasn't any help to him. I blame Rev's parents, especially his mother went before she died. It's because it's obvious that his parents coddled him when he was a child to the point where he can't even take full responsibility as an adult. So you probably must have saw the diaper.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and that's the truth.
One thing about living up here, we're about 2 hours away from the Twin Cities. We're really isolated. We're really landlocked because we're kind of surrounded by a huge lake, Lake Superior. And the medical care up here, I can't say of the current hospital that we're at, but the previous hospital that we had made a lot of mistakes along the way. And it prolonged not only prolonged both of our sicknesses and what we've been going through, because we're old geezers now. Old
farts.
It threw us into massive debt, which gets back to Shannon not working when she stayed here. Jason was giving her money every week, and G-Man started a
should go out
GoFundMe account.
Yeah.
There was a girl on from the Christian community that gave her $1,000. She blew it before the week was over on makeup, on booze, on clothes,
on pot.
And she went out and bought the kids something for dinner because she didn't want to have to make dinner for them or anything like that. It's not like I forced her to make dinner.
I do believe that she could. I do believe that she could register for disability, but the thing is, she'll probably spend that money on worthless shit. Like when she spends rent. Like when she spends Rev's money on worthless shit. And of course, they're not really married right now, but because if they did get married, if they were really married, they'd probably lose their benefits. Because she would have to go and get a real job.
I mean, William wouldn't eat anything. He'd be like this. Because he was so used to eating fast food all the time. It was just easier, I guess for her, than to have to go through anything else.
DoorDash, folks. DoorDash.
The kids, this is how much they were driving us crazy. They were throwing our silverware away, our bowls away, our cups and glasses, and then a lot of the bowls and plates and everything else was underneath Shannon's bed.
And if they didn't like something and they were sitting in the dining room, they'd spit it on the floor.
They would spit it on. They really had,
especially William. I've seen
really
him do that many times.
Social issues. I mean, if they didn't like it, they'd like that. Just like it was just fine, just like peeing on the floor. She's never really lived with us long enough because there's always been some kind of major drama. Same with her sister and everyone else that she's lived with, especially her ex-husband's family. Chris's family was smart. She never let them live with her. She told them, no, you're going to the homeless shelter. her, and they did. And they only spent a few weeks there. They didn't spend a real
Aaron
long
drove
time.
her from North Carolina up to here to get rid of her.
That's cool.
It's true. She did. She drove her all the way up here. She said, Mom, I can't take it anymore. I just can't do it. And I'm like, oh my God. I was helping Joey pay for the apartment that he was in while he was in college at the time, because he was
This is before she moved up here.
My son's an electrician. He had an internship at the time. You know, I was on the phone with him all the time. He basically lived in his bedroom just to get away from her during that time. It was awful. It was just awful what he was going through. So, okay, we've established Shannon hates me. You were here the day she's bullshitting about.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to William and the floor, how deep was the garbage, clothing, urine, God knows what other kind of waste, food. Lots of food. How deep was it in the room?
Please refer to what Drag said about the fast food bag. I said, like I said, remember what I said about the fast food bag? She would take individual items out of the bag and throw them on the floor.
8 inches, 12 inches deep. It was a lot.
Some places even 2 feet.
It was a lot. It was an unbelievable pigsty.
I went upstairs.
Like an
because
episode,
he said, I want
like an episode of Hoarders.
them out. I can't stand it. I didn't expect her to go out of this house on Christmas Eve. Neither of us did. We just told her, he told her basically, that's it. I want you out of here by such and such date.
We had bought Christmas presents.
Yeah, we had Christmas. Oh, I'm gonna lose my picture here. We bought Christmas
Nice Christmas presents for the kids. A lot
they're
of them.
actually still wrapped and still in the bags right now, as a matter of fact, for the boys and for Shannon.
Let me go get one.
Prove it.
Okay, you don't have to prove it.
I don't care.
But yeah, we still have the Christmas presents here. What happened was the cops come and said, you need to leave. The cops came over to the house. So this story about us making her leave on Christmas Eve, she did that on her own. She had to, because she wouldn't stop her stuff.
That's the dog. That's their dog. I know. I feel sorry for those kids. I mean, then again, Shani raised them to be Kate Neanderthals.
I'll wait till he comes back with the Christmas present. He wants to show you. He feels really bad about all of this. And
I mean, yeah. So basically, Shani, like I said, I was wrong that Shani's family disowned her. It was the other way around. Shani disowned her family because of her the vile lifestyle.
we don't spend our nights, Shannon, worrying about you all the time and talking about what you did to us. We actually have a very strong relationship. And like I said, we're going to be spending time with the family down in North Carolina. The whole family's coming. Michael's going with us.
This is 2 bags full of toys for the boys.
Okay, don't yell.
2 bags.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for those boys for not getting those Christmas presents when Shani fled the house. That's what I'm probably going to say. She fled the house when the cops came, because we all know Shani has a history of she has a criminal record, even though she tried to get that sponged. She's been getting that sponge as of recently.
They're still wrapped and everything.
Yeah.
Everything's still wrapped up.
I'm not going to bore them showing them. I'm just
blowing off steam.
blowing off steam.
That's cool.
I'm sorry that it has to come to this. I really am. I am sorry that Oh, look at this. David Weiser is in the room. Oh my God. Why would you say that? Even if it were true, why would you say that Shani committed rape with a 15-year-old? Because that's her behavior, David. That's the behavior that she has. That's why he says it.
Ask her to deny it. Ask her to deny it.
She probably will.
Of course she will. Of course she denied it. Because well, let's just say that Shani was being a bit rowdy. She was getting in fights with the neighbors. She was, well, being a complete security threat to the neighborhood. Especially, and let's not forget the fact that Shani has also had was arrested on assault charges because, well, she was assaulting her brother-in-law, and let's not forget the fact that, of course, she has a history with violence. Because Shani is a crazy yandere. That's why the cops came to her house, is because she's a crazy yandere.
Look her in the
He
face.
doesn't make this up. My husband's
Look her
not,
in the face and ask her.
my husband's not crazy, David. Okay?
It was statutory rape at that age.
It's true, it is.
I don't even know how many people in here. I didn't even know anyone was in here because we've been.
I didn't know that. I know how many people are in. Yep, she denied it. Of course she denied it. She always denies it. When it's incriminating against her, she'll deny it because she's trying to make it as though that never happened. She's trying to pretend that that never happened. That's how her mind works.
Talking about this for so long. Okay. So the police had already come over and whatnot, and she knew she had to go to work. She went to work. But she got another job, and it was, I don't remember what that job was. She never told us what it was that she was doing at that time, but she got a job before Christmas because she wanted to get the hell out of here and get to Pennsylvania so she could be with Rev News. And I guess William texted his mother and said, Grandma said that she was going to kill us. He was right here.
Nope. Never happened.
It never happened. I would never do that to my grandchild. I was a pediatric nurse. You know, I was a pediatric nurse. I love children. Why would I tell my grandson that I'm going to kill him? But it doesn't matter. She spoos this all the time. This is her histrionics.
Histrionics, yes. Aside from another thing, I do believe Shani might have histrionic personality disorder. I mean, in case you're wondering, one of the things that is basically about when it comes to people with histrionic personality disorder, they always want attention. They always want to be the center of attention. And that's basically what Shani is. She always and that's what describes Shani, is that she's always wants to be the center of attention. She's been placed in a psych ward. I think she was in an inpatient care facility at one time, Crash. I think she was in a psych ward. I don't know for sure, but I want to believe that.
You know, there's nothing I can do about that. Shannon's, David, it says, then you can help her repair things that are not right. She would be more receptive to it. No, David, she's actually not.
She doesn't want anything to do with this.
You see, you don't know what we've been through over a lifetime. Everybody in her family and her outer family, like her in-laws, everybody has tried to cut her a break. When she's had her crazy times, they'd say, oh, that's her mental illness talking. That's not her. But she repeats things over and over again, and everybody is against her, and everybody is doing something against her. You can't repair her. I can't repair Shannon. She doesn't want to be repaired.
That's what I've been trying to tell people. And that's the thing, Crash. Shani doesn't want help. She wants to get worse. And that's the thing, Crash. Shani doesn't want help. She just wants to get worse and worse and worse. And she's almost she's letting her trauma corrupt her. She's let it corrupt her to the point she is now this recluse, this morbidly obese, recluse blob of a woman.
She does what Shannon does. She chooses not to. I have said this before, and the one that actually made me aware of it was a psychiatrist that I had talked to about what was going on. You know, she can't manipulate. She shouldn't be manipulating her mental illness to the point where she uses that as an excuse. And that's exactly what she does. And she goes, and yes, she definitely goes through periods when she's having
lucidity.
Yeah, she will be lucid at times and just fine, and she won't talk about her family at all or anything like that.
You can get along with her.
Yeah, and the weird part about that is we're all like, oh, great, maybe she's pulling together. We're all like rooting for her, and then, bam, she hits us all. Let me tell you something. You know what else you say I shouldn't tell you? How would you like it if you were trapped in your basement? She has trapped me in the basement in this house and wouldn't let me out of it and was screaming at me, holding the Bible up because I told her about a study that I read about manna from heaven.
Because her family... This should of course it clarifies a lot of things. And what's sad is that she abuses her family. She abused her family, her parents. And she's doing the same thing to Rev, isolating. She tried to isolate her. Did you hear what the mom said, guys? She wouldn't let her, she trapped her own mother in the basement when she was living with them. She's doing the same thing with Rev in the bedroom.
How these mushrooms actually grow in the desert, and they actually have a lot of the nutritious properties of bread. And I said it could be that that's what, they deciphered as the manna for heaven was. There's a whole bunch. You can Google it yourself if you want to.
It seems like a real pissy excuse to have a fight, though, with your mother. If you want my opinion.
She held me in the bedroom, and then I got her in the basement, and then I ran upstairs. I went in my bedroom, and I have pictures of this too. This happened several years ago when she was staying with us, when Chris was with her, when she was married to Chris. And she followed me upstairs to the bedroom, knocked my dresser over. She broke something that my other daughter had given me that I had for years and years. That fell off the dresser. Everything was all over the floor. I was trapped underneath a drawer from the dresser. It was on my legs, and I couldn't do anything because I pushed the dresser up against the door to stop her from coming in. And I was looking for my cell phone so I could call my husband so he could get home because she was torturing me. But eventually,
she's done. She walked at it. Exactly. Her parents, and that's good. And yeah, I mean, they try to help her. They are trying to warn people about her. And every time you try to, and I'm sorry to hear that, Isabella, but Shani, about Shani's condition. You know that Shani, and that's the thing that I should clarify with you, Sabella, is this. The thing with Shani is that the reason why she can't be helped is because she has made it to the point where the only people who are she is willing to talk to are people who facilitate her delusions. And if you're not willing to play along with her daydream, then you upset her. She'll disavow you and she'll say things behind your back just to like spite you. I think because Shani was an abuse victim, she was a victim of trauma, and the fact that she uses the internet as an outlet to like as some outlet, she kind of lets the drama consume her to the point where she is now more insane than she already is. Like I said, Shani kind of reminds me of one of those crazy yandere characters from those weird animes. She basically trying to isolate Rev, her senpai Rev. Shani is trying to isolate her senpai Rev. So they'll only just be her and him.
How did we get her out of there then? I can't remember. You came home from work. He came home from work and we said, that's it, you're out. The cops were called.
That was the first time.
Yeah, that was the first. Well, not the first time.
Well, that was the second time.
Yeah, the second time.
That was the second time. It's been three times.
At this house. That doesn't count all the other places where she lived with us. So I don't know why you can say, oh my God, David, this is what happened. Even if it were true. Yes, it is true.
It's absolutely true.
If she wants to spill things about people and say outrageous things, I've got my husband here to back me up. It isn't just me talking, David. It's not just me. He was here the whole time. I don't know what else to do anymore. I can't stop her from making these videos about me. She makes it sound like, but I would be so forgiving. She's never been forgiving, ever, not once. Everybody else is always wrong and she's right. And that's how it's always been. And it doesn't matter. She told me that I would never. How did we get her out of to spill things about people and say outrageous things? I've got my husband here to back me up.
We got receipts. Betty had her husband to back her up. What we have are receipts from video receipts. Drag has receipts from videos that she's posted a long time ago, as well as written accounts about her criminal activities. You know how she's claiming she's not racist? We've got receipts to back up the claims that she is racist. She tries to slander people. She's trying to slander. She's trying to slander Shabisky. She's tried to slander Missy Ann, and she's slandering Jules because she's trying to. She's trying to silence people. She's trying to silence these people so that others won't find out how much of a scumbag she is. And it's not working because we all know that Shani is a pathological liar. And we all know Shani is not above trying to ruin people's livelihood.
It isn't just me talking, David. It's not just me. He was here the whole time. I don't know what else to do anymore. I can't stop her from making these videos about me. She makes it sound like, but I would be so forgiving. She's never been forgiving, ever, not once. Everybody else is always wrong and she's right. And that's how it's always been. And it doesn't matter. She told me that
And that's the thing with Shanny. She never forgives people, even though she claims that she's put things behind a path. But in actuality, she is not a forgiving person because, again, she can't let go of the past. And that's the thing with Shanny, is that she can't let go of the past. Every time someone, like, she claims that it's all over with and that it's done and that she's different, but she's still bringing it up over and over and over again because, again, she won't let go of the past. And she always comes up saying that we're always wrong and she's always right. Blah, yada, yada, yada. It's the same thing. She's doing this, and she's still doing it to this day.
I would never see her again. Yet she makes video
After video after video.
And I've been collecting them, by the way. I have them, and I'm saving them because she's threatened to call, or she's threatened to
call the cops on her.
Take it to court and take legal action or whatever.
You see what you see? Now I know one of the reasons why I wanted to cover this video is because there's a lot more that we've seen before. This isn't the first. You see when she's trying to, like, threaten to sue people, threaten to take people to legal court, threaten to put people behind bars. This isn't the first time. She's done this before. So, you know, that shit by trying to, like, get Shabitsky and Missy Ann and Jules in trouble, accusing them of being pedophiles. You see, Shanny might be considered a pedophile when she had sex with a 15-year-old. I mean, she's not one to. She shouldn't be one to talk since she has had an encounter with a sexual encounter with an underage boy. So
the problem with that is that she, between the cops coming over as many times as she's
got a
losing
record
her
here.
kids.
Exactly. This isn't the first time she's been in trouble with the law.
Getting arrested twice for accosting people.
And what about that with Chris's brother? That was for assault.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
And she tried to blame it on the dog. Remember? She tried to blame it on the dog. It was Drag kind of said it was a Rougarou, which is which is basically the southern version of the werewolf or a changeling.
That was for assault.
And she pushed him through a door. I mean, she's a big girl, you know? I mean,
she's pushed me over a bike.
Yeah.
Sprained my ankle.
She is. So what does that tell about Shanny is that she is extremely abusive, not just towards Rev, not just towards her kids, but towards everyone else, including her parents. So what does that say about her? That she is a real fucked up person.
Yeah.
She's physically violent.
And he's 6'4".
So basically she's not above wanting to kill people. She has threatened, I think Shanny has threatened to kill people in the past. I mean, I've seen Emo Hallingwolf threatening to kill Drag or Shanny's been demanding she's been demanding followers to kill her detractors, including her parents.
He was younger then too when that happened. She's a real strong girl. So you can understand, I'm 5'5", and she outweighs me by a good, I don't know,
metric ton.
I'm not even going to conject.
A few hundred pounds more. Okay.
A metric ton.
When she had me blocked down in the basement, I was terrified because I was married to a man who was an alcoholic
And was abusive.
He would get abusive when he was drunk.
Please refer to the statement when I said the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I got dragged across pavers one night. So, and that marriage ended.
Thank God.
And that other guy down in, what's his name down in Houston there? Brett?
Yeah.
He would beat the hell out. He beat the hell out of her a couple of times. I've seen the results of it.
Yeah, he was always there for me, even though
I had to go from Lynn Haven, Florida, that just got wiped out, over to Houston and get her out of there.
Mm-hmm. So you don't know the whole story. You don't know.
You can't possibly know the whole story, but I'll tell you one thing. I have no doubt that I could be sitting right in front of Jesus right now. And sure as can be, he would be, oh my God, I know this happened. I believe you. And it's truth. It's absolute truth.
What is this? It says, but you just keep saying bad, bad, bad girl. Why don't you do better? Okay, David, let me ask you a question. How many times are people supposed to take her in their home and go through this? Like, we're not doing better?
This has been at least three times.
We bought her clothes. She used her father's truck every day.
David didn't know the full story. I mean, David didn't know the full story about this whole situation at the time. I mean, but he's crazy as hell. He's crazy.
I took her to get her hair done. I mean, we were paying and
they had to turn their life around just to appease Shani. And what did she do? She threw them under the bus because it's easy for her to not take responsibility than to actually own up to her mistakes. It's easy for her to blame everybody but herself for all her own problems.
We have an extraordinary amount of medical bills.
Her and her very first husband used to live with me.
Can I finish?
Before they got divorced.
I have an extraordinary amount of medical bills right now from all the surgeries that I had. Mayo Clinic is not cheap, and the insurance doesn't cover everything. And while they were here, she was going to work and she was going to help pay for the extra electric and water and everything else. Well, it more than doubled the electric and water. And she tells everybody that all I wanted was money. And I was always asking for money. No, I wasn't always asking her for money. She wouldn't work. She had a job for 2 weeks, and any little bit of money that she'd get from Jason and from her GoFundMe page, she wouldn't help out with anything in the budget.
She'd go buy smoke.
My husband's.
Speaking of money, again, I always have to keep putting a link to my PayPal in the description of my videos. I mean, if you can please feel free to, I don't know, throw a few dollars here or there if you want to. The link is in my description. And also, please hit that like button.
Getting ready to retire, for God's sake.
She'd go buy liquor and pot every time with that money.
We have a house that we have a lot of things that we need to get done with while he's going into retirement. A lot of things. Right now we couldn't even put it on the market if we wanted to. This message is held for review. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
I'll have to figure that out.
Fine. I'll stick by it.
I'm not worried about this. I've not done anything wrong illegally whatsoever. I mean, she has a paper trail here between the police department.
You have to understand that these people are just fucking with you. I mean, and that's the thing I keep understanding about these people is that most of these people, I mean, yes, and that's the thing is that they don't know the full story about Shani. I mean, Shani is a crazy person. She's mentally and physically her health is failing physically. Her physical and mental health is failing her rapidly failing her. She'd be lucky enough to be alive. She'd be lucky enough to live. She'd be lucky enough to live past 4. She would. I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna. I'm not sure if she's ever gonna live to see 40. With her sedentary lifestyle, always consuming DoorDash 24/7 and not going to exercise, it's causing physical ailments which is killing her slowly. She is eating herself into an early grave. You know what I mean?
Between social services, she wants to go after me. I don't think it works that way, David. It doesn't work that way. You can believe and enable her all you want. I'm not going to stop you.
It's your prerogative.
Absolutely.
But at least you know there's two sides to the story.
I'm caught in a panic too.
You said worse things about your mother. Well, you know what? You really influenced her, because now she's saying she wants my head on a platter, David. This is David Weiser, people. All right? Defending Shani for Christ. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to say, oh, well, there's something about her. Oh, she's.
And I would thank you for that, Lynn. I mean, I would be honored. I would thank you for that. And I would be thankful for that. But I mean, my followers, yeah. Yeah. And I thank you for that, Lynn. I mean, the thought that counts, right?
Not telling the truth. That's why I've got my husband here. He's never done a live stream. He doesn't even have a YouTube account, But I said, Joe, what are we going to do? So he decided to come on and say, all right, let's straighten this out. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even supposed to have stress in my life. And this just keeps happening over and over again. It doesn't matter if I try to get away from it or anything. But she's just going to continue to do this.
The easiest way to do this is, if you're a friend of Shannon, tell her to stop talking about us. We'll leave her alone. She leaves us alone. We can both go on our independent ways. I don't ever need to see her again.
Yeah. You do know that she is always going to bring up her parents. She's always going to bring up Chris, even though they have said that they don't want anything to do with her anymore because, well, she nearly destroyed Chris. Well, Chris was smart enough to walk away, but her parents, she nearly destroyed her parents.
Wanted to.
I don't even want to see her again.
If I wanted to, I could call the police department there for bullying and harassment. I could easily do that, but we haven't. We haven't done that. We know she's mentally ill.
I'm going to miss her, but I can live with that. It's better than having the hell that she has put in my life, and the hell that she's put to this woman in my life.
I didn't want to do this. I don't need the attention from people. But she put the video out. I didn't put a video out about her. I only rebutted one other video of hers. One. I have pictures of.
I've rebutted videos about her. I've rebutted videos on Shani. I've rebutted some of Shani's videos trying to defend Missy Ann, trying to defend Crazy Renee, trying to defend even Jules. I mean, I've rebutted everything that Shani has accused these women of. Well, to a certain extent. And of course, I have done my best to try and defend these people. And it's what I want to do is because the reason why I would go to the forefront to defend Missy Ann, to defend Crazy Renee and Jules, and even Burnt Toast, and even Dragnot is because I kind of see you people as like friends. You might not see that, but I consider you guys as friends, as like internet family.
The mess that she left the first time she stayed here, and I have pictures of the mess that she left the second time she
And we
stayed
have
here.
police reports of it.
Mhm.
You want to not believe the police?
I mean,
Go ahead.
What more?
What more can I say?
Yeah,
what
what
more
more?
can I prove?
There's nothing more. I mean, it's unbelievable. It really is.
Stick up for her. Go ahead. Just because she says she's for
I
Christ
don't want.
doesn't mean she is.
I don't want.
Exactly. Just because, yeah. And this one goes out to you, Tragic. And this one goes out to you, Tragic. And your fucking Pasta Bodega boys or whatever the fuck you guys want to call yourself. You can stick up for Shani all you want. All you got. And this one goes out to you, Tragic. You can stick up for Shani all you want, but sorry. Just know this. She's only using you. She's only using you just for her own benefits. She doesn't care about you guys. She never did care about you guys. She only is only using you just to make herself feel better. Just to make herself feel better about herself. Sorry. Shani cares about no one but herself. And she always acts like she's better than everyone else.
Shannon DeFale. She came for me. She's my daughter. I want her to actually find happiness, to find a happy spot. Why would she just bring this up out of the blue now?
Because it'll force people to pay attention to her. She tries to manipulate people into feeling sorry for her. And to those who don't know the full story, she succeeds. Especially with people who are just about as fucked up as her. People like Tragic, people like Negs, people like G-Man. And even Rev. She has manipulated countless people into defending her. Whether if it's paying people to say nice things about her or defending her, even to the point of worshiping her. She's even...
I haven't bothered her. I have not called CPS on her.
She's got 5 million excuses to be happy. She can leave us alone now.
I mean,
exactly. Why would you keep always bring? But then again, Shani always wants attention because this is all she has left. She has nothing but her YouTube channel, but her online persona. You have to understand. Having Rev in her life, having her kids, it's not good enough for her. Because it doesn't give her the attention she craves.
And she sure does put a show on for the camera, with them smooching and everything else.
We all know that.
Like,
or else she's wrapped up in a rag around her head,
looking
trying
like
to
Bill
look.
the cat.
Bill the cat. She looks like something a Mongoloid would put together at a Build-A-Bear.
I don't know if anyone knows who Bill the cat is.
Not anymore.
Well, she kind of looks more like Garfield. I don't know who Bill the cat is, but I think she looks more like Garfield from the early days. Garfield from the early days, back before Garfield's early design.
Bloom County. He had
one big eye.
Yeah, he has
And
this
one
one
little eye.
big eye because he took too many drugs one night. and it messed him up. And after that,
It's just it's a cartoon.
the writer had
It's Doonesbury.
Bill the cat with all messed up, and
You don't know who it is, look it up. It's on the internet.
the fact is that Rev News is an alcoholic. She said that I'm controlling.
Well, technically, Rev News, Jason Avocados, or the Reverend Dude, or whatever the fuck he calls himself. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And Shani saw to that by forcing him to quit drinking cold turkey to the point where it gave him brain damage. And he took advantage of that. And she took advantage of that.
I know where that comes from because I told her, I said, after being married to an alcoholic myself, I told her, he's an alcoholic, Shannon. He drinks every night. You're going to have problems. You're going to have problems down the road.
Now he had seizures.
And this is where
now he had seizures, and
apparently,
he's having.
I don't know
unless it's a story.
He's having seizures. It's because she's forcing him to quit drinking. It was because this was around the time when she forced him to quit drinking to the point where he got wet-brained. She basically gave Shani gave Rev brain damage.
I don't think it is because he's really kind of messed up.
Unless it's one hell of an acting job.
He lays in the bed all the time next to her, near her butt cheek, and she smokes marijuana on the videos constantly, and then they put this thing about social services in there, like St. Louis County is going to check out her YouTube channels. Like they have time to do that on a Saturday evening when they have families that they have to attend to. And they know me at social services, by the way. So, say whatever you want.
All right. Is there anything else we need to do with this?
No, I think I've said everything I wanted to get. Someone will probably mirror this video again. And
yeah, mirror it. It's the truth. It is the truth. What she's saying is not the truth.
Again,
I believe you.
Getting back, the last thing I want to say is, and this is every holiday, we feel empty because Shannon's not there, and she doesn't realize that. I mean, we all talk about her. Remember when she did this? Remember the good stuff. I mean, none of the bad stuff, and it hurts every one of us that she's not there. She's our daughter, and I don't think you guys, some of you people that enable her behavior, I think it's great that she has friends. I really do. But you're enabling this behavior.
You need to get her clean.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm looking at you, Tragic. You and you too, G-Man. You're only enabling her shitty. You guys are only enabling her shitty behavior. You don't know Shani the way her parents do. You don't know her the way her ex-husband knows her. You're just enabling her shitty behavior because she's paying you to.
This is what you need to do. Get her off the pot. Get her off the drugs. Get her off the liquor.
Well,
get her off the internet. If she claims she wants to leave YouTube, leave YouTube. If she claims she wants to leave the internet, leave the internet. Unplug your computer. Destroy your consoles. Decimate your fucking laptops. Smash it with a sledgehammer if you have to. But she won't do that. Why? Because she wants attention. She wants people to pay attention to her. Exactly. I do believe that. No one knows the true Shani because Shani, well, that's the thing. That's the thing, Lynn. Nobody knows the true Shani because there is no true Shani. There's only a a steaming pile of garbage. Shani has lied so many times that she doesn't even know what the truth is. And that's the sad thing, is that she has made a habit of lying all the goddamn time. She's made a habit of lying about her lies. And what's really funny is that she expects people to believe or even accept her lies as truth.
She's not drinking anymore that I know of.
I don't know. I'm not there, but I know what she used to do.
Well, she has a large amount of money to be able to go to the dispensary anytime she wants. The trouble is when she leaves to go pick up her sons and is still high, but she pretends now, because people have been bringing it up, she now pretends that, oh, I've got to sober up before I go get the boys, you know, things like that. I haven't called social service on her.
We're not going to either.
Oh, yeah. And I almost forgot about that. Do you remember when Shani and Rev claimed that one of the reasons why they forgot to pick Zachary up from school was because they were busy being celebrities, because they were featured on a video. They were featured on one of Shane Dawson's videos on Jeffree Star. That's one of the things I hate about is that they're so self-centered to the point where they forget responsibility. They have responsibilities. Is that they get so caught up in their own delusions to the point where they can't accept reality.
Now, don't you care about your grandsons? Yes, we do. We do care about our grandsons. We've tried to help them many times.
But
she stayed with me when she lost her kids. This is the first time when she was here, when she held me down as a prisoner down in my basement.
Dungeon.
And then Chris and her got married. And they got an apartment over here, and it became infested with bed bugs because Shannon's not a very clean person. And that house, that place, they actually had people come in from social services to teach her how to clean and take care of the house and take care of the children. They had to go through child caring classes. It didn't do a whole lot of good. We went over there one night to visit. And
that's the same thing with the court-mandated therapy and the anger management classes. It doesn't do a whole good lot of her, because you can't fix what cannot be fixed. You can't fix Shani. I mean, she's beyond help. I believe Shani is beyond help. I mean, Crash, you've always said that maybe if she could have gotten the help she needed, she would have been better. I don't believe that, because these people cannot be helped. They don't want to be helped. And that's the thing with people with mental illness, is that one of the factors that plays into mental illness is one of the factors that is very prevalent with cases of a mental illness is that there's a sense of narcissism. Narcissism is one of the many factors that associated with mental illness.
The house was like it was up in the bedroom upstairs. It was awful. It was just awful.
Except it was throughout the whole house.
You know, and you can say whatever you want about me, David Weiser, but I get a chance to say.
I believe Shani is a sociopath. I do believe Shani is a sociopath. I mean, she has sociopathic tendencies. She can claim that she's not a sociopath, but she can claim all she wants that she's not a sociopath. But we all know the truth. She is. She is a sociopath. She can say that she's not a sociopath or a psychopath all she wants, but we know the truth. She's not that smart either.
We get a chance to say
Finally, yes.
our what happened too, you know? We get a chance to say it. I'm tired of this stuff. It's insanity. It's just crazy. And I'm sure it's going to happen over and over again. But
and it is, and it's still happening to this day.
You know what? I'm just laying it out there now. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. If anybody has any questions or anything, please feel free to ask. If you don't, you're probably wiser to just stay out of it. And the biggest reason, like I originally wanted to make a video before she come out with hers tonight, and I wasn't.
It's just to set the record straight.
No, actually, what I wanted to do is tell everybody to.
And I do believe that they got a lot off their chest after saying this shit, but Shani is still doing the same shit over and over again, and nothing has changed. I mean, we all know, and of course, we all know Shani is going out saying that they're lying about her. She's going out saying that her dad lied about the 15-year-old, and she's got Reb believing that. So nothing has changed.
Stop talking about her all the time because it's exactly what she wants.
But at least they got a lot off their chest. But they might be done dealing with Shani, but we aren't. She's still doing the same shit over and over again. She's still talking shit about her mother. She's now talking shit about her dad.
She craves that negative attention.
She feeds off that negative attention because
she's been that way since she was a child.
I thought you said she's been that way since she was 16. Are you saying that she was born I don't believe that Shani was evil because, I mean, yes, there are people who have turned evil because of some traumatic incident, but I'm just going to sound cliche and all. I mean, I don't think Shani's evil because I don't think Shani's evil because of some unfortunate incident that happened to her in the past. I think Shani's been evil. I think Shani's been evil since the day she was born. I believe Shani has always been evil since the day she drew her first breath. And you might not, and don't take my word from it.
It wasn't as pronounced when she was a child, but I see now, like after I did some research on borderline personality disorder, I can see some of the things that she did when she was a child, and it just got worse and worse over the years. And she did go through a traumatic event when she was 16 years old. I let Dragnut know what that was one day when we were talking in the room, so he could at least understand part of the reason why she's the way she is.
Okay, maybe I might have stepped over, but the thing is, and I know what that thing that Dragnot was talking about, the one that she was that Betty was talking about with Dragnot was, well, let's just say the traumatic incident that happened to her, let's just say it rhymes with grape. All right? It rhymes with grape.
You know, she hurts people. She makes racist comments all the time. And then she says she's not a racist while wearing a rebel flag coat. And
yeah, I guess you could say it's nature versus nurture. And Shani wants to live in nature.
You know, I can't. I can't. I don't find it funny. I really don't. I mean,
It's sad, is what it is.
it's incredibly.
It's sickening that she would go and say stupid shit like that and then claim she's not a racist when she actually called Life of a Free Spirit and Charlie Gold the N-word. Maliciously called them the N-word. And she says she's doing it as a way to like get people to like destroy the meaning of it because she thinks, and that's another thing about the whole entitlement thing. She thinks she's entitled to using the N-word. No, bitch. You're not entitled to that word. So why the fuck do you think that if we can't use the word, then no one can? Are you that fucking stupid? Yes.
Be sad. You don't know what it's like for us to go to bed at night and the first thing that's on our mind are all our kids. That's how a parent is. All of our kids. And you sit there and it's like, oh, shit. You know, and you just long for, you still have that like little glimmer of hope.
That glimmer of hope has been snuffed out ages ago because we all know how that shit went because
that maybe someday they're going to change.
I'm losing.
And they don't change.
They did change. Did Shani change after the arrest? Yes, but only for the worst. That's what I would say. Has Shani changed since her arrest? Yes, but only for the worst.
They don't change.
I've kind of lost that.
They only change for the worst.
For her like I used to.
I have no hope for Shani. I believe she's beyond hope. I believe Shani is beyond redemption. I don't know about you guys, but I believe that Shani is beyond help. The best thing we can do right now is just sit back and watch this garbage fire burn out. Because we know goddamn well that it is going to burn out eventually. And we're going to be, and we're just going to, let's just say that Shani's world has gone to hell. And at least we got a front row seat to the shit show.
And if she showed up again, I wouldn't let her in.
No, I don't think she will ever be able to come back here.
I think it's best for you to like. I think Betty, Joe, it's best for you to like. I don't know, cut your ties with Shani. I mean, she doesn't want you anymore. It's best that you disown her and cut her out of your life forever. And William, I know you watch these videos. I know you watch these videos on your mother, William, but I have to say this. I mean, I have to say this now. It's best for you and Zachary to cut your mother out of your lives. It's best for you to cut your mother out of your lives forever because she is a burden. She's a liability at this point. She can't be helped. You're not William, Zachary, face it. You're never going to get your mother back. She doesn't even want you. She doesn't even want you kids. She has shown numerous of times that she doesn't care about you. She doesn't even care about you two. Even though she claims that she puts you two before her, which is a bald-faced lie. You know that. So why bother with her? She's only going to ignore you two. She's only going to ignore you two just so that she can get all the attention for herself. You have to cut her out of your lives forever. Starting now. Run, William, run. And run, Zachary, run. Get out of there while you still can. I don't care if you're just kids. You have to leave that shit, that house. Cut her out of your lives forever. Live in an orphanage if you have to. Please, for the love of God and all that is holy, get out now while you still can. It's too late for Rev because we all know Rev won't leave Shani, but it's not too late for you, for Willie, for her boys. It's not too late for her boys. I do believe it's not too late for her boys. They could still leave Shani because I know she's their mother and all, but she doesn't act like a mother. She doesn't even care about her kids. She just uses them for sympathy, for clout, for attention.
Reach the pinnacle to where that is no longer an option.
I don't see that happening.
And that's
because I
can't
go through it again.
No, we're old geezers now. We have both worked hard our entire lives. I spent 36 years as a nurse. I went back to college, got my master's degree in communication with a concentration in health communication.
I'm thinking about going back to college so I can finish my associate degree in media arts, and then I'm going to go transfer and get a master's degree in psychology and communication. That way I can finally get this off my chest so I can be a badass once more.
And then found out about my heart the week that I was finishing up my capstone. And, we both worked hard our entire lives, and it's time for us to have a chance to enjoy life a little bit. I mean, is that okay?
Do you know my?
Is it okay for us to enjoy life?
Do you know my fondest?
Or do we have to keep going through this over and over again?
You know what I do? I have one memory of Shannon that I'm just going to keep focused on.
There's an episode of Dr. Phil
she has, and that's a picture of Shannon when she was about 3 or 4 years old, and her sister Erin in the crutch of a tree, and they're smiling so sweet. They're cute as can be.
That was the blue house in Wisconsin.
The blue house on the lake in Racine.
On Lake Michigan. Yeah.
And that is my fondest memory of her because she was a pure innocent,
there's this
sweet
woman
little girl.
She was.
You know,
really
and
was.
she had the most wonderful smile. And it'd be kind of nice to see that again from her. But we're not.
And everybody who's fat, everybody. I wanted to make a thing about.
And there's this episode of Dr. Phil where there's this woman who is kind of like Shani, always playing the victim and always blaming everybody but herself for her own problems. And this was prevalent when her 17-year-old daughter tried to contemplated suicide, and she just brushed it off as if she was just fooling around. I mean, she hated her own kid, and she basically pawned her off to live with her teacher. I can see the same situation happening with Shani's boys. And I'm pretty sure once this quarantine is over and the boys can go back to school, that she'll end up pawning them off to one of the teachers.
Everybody who's fat shaming Shannon, yes.
Lay off of that.
Yeah, it doesn't do any good. I mean, before she started gaining the weight after she went through her traumatic event when she was 16 years old.
She used to be a model.
She actually did storefront modeling. She was a real tall 13-year-old.
I would like to see pictures of Shani when she was 13 to see the difference compared to what she looks like now. I mean, to see the difference. to see what she looked like back then before she became a blob of a woman, because I don't know if they have any pictures of her when she was younger, when she was like a child, because honestly, I really, really do believe that, because because to see the difference to what she's become now. I mean, we've seen Shani now. I mean, we've seen Shani now. We've seen what she is.
We kind of steered her away from that because there was a lot of things that go on in that industry and what.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, it was a good idea to get her out of that, because we all know what happens to child models. I mean,
Not, but she also had a beautiful singing voice. She used to sing.
We all know I heard that from the video towards Chris.
She's won karaoke contests.
Yeah, she's done that.
Oh my God. From what I understand, yeah, she did have beautiful eyes at one time, but she was, I mean, from what I'm hearing, she was normal. Because, I mean, I would like to see the picture to see how she was before she became what she is now. Because, oh my God, I want to believe that she had the potential of being a normal person, of making it big before she threw it all away. Because I want to believe that, yeah, because I want to use those pictures as like a reminder of what the person she used to be before things went to shit. Like to create like a slideshow of what she used to be to what she is now. Because I do believe Shani, I think, yes, they still love her. I do believe they still love her. They do have memories of her.
And oh my God. I mean, her dream was to go to Paris one day. That was always her dream. And maybe with Rev, maybe that'll come true for her. I hope it does.
It didn't. Oh, by the way, it didn't come true with her. Because it didn't really come true with her because she spent all of Rev's money on DoorDash. So you can kiss that dream goodbye. Because, and by the way, she can't even get out of her own bed. She is so heavy to the point where she can't even get out of her own bed. And it doesn't help that this pandemic is prohibiting them from living the dream, but it is what it is. I mean, when I was younger, I wanted to go to Africa. Yeah, I was crazy. And that was when I was only like 8 years old, and that was only one time.
I really do sincerely hope it does.
It didn't.
We only want the best for her. I mean, that's never going to change. That's never going to change.
They still love her.
You know, I just hope he treats her right and he doesn't get back on the booze.
It's not her you have to worry about, Betty. It's him. I mean, you have told that everybody, you have confirmed that Shani is abusive. Verbally and physically abusive. And she has been physically abusive towards Rev. And he's letting it happen. And again, forgive my wording. I want to see the years to change. I mean, this is what she used to be. I mean, before, because I do believe that I would believe that Shani was, well, I guess a taller person when she was younger. When she was like 13 years old, from what I heard, she did like modeling for like agencies, local agencies at the time when she was like 13 years old. Before, yeah, it's because a time difference between what she was back then to what she is now goes a long way. And I do believe that what happened to her when she was 16 years old sent her into what I do believe is I think what the tragic event that the traumatic event that happened to her when she was 16 years old sent her into like this deep psychosis. That's what I believe. That at the age of 16, she went into like a deep psychosis. And something flipped the switch, and it flipped the switch.
There, I said it.
And she needs to get off the pot.
Because he did say a lot of things to her when she was chasing him down. A lot of things. He told her one time about with Chris, because she used to spend 5 years on the phone with him, and they used to talk for hours and hours. It was one of the things that Chris complained about in his video, which is still up, by the way. And Chris felt like,
and that was a shitty move. Is that and Shani's doing the same thing with Rev right now. Is she's talking shit about him on Twitter, fucking Twitter.
Where's my wife? That kind of thing.
The way I see it is if Rev got off of a crutch, which was booze, Shannon needs to get off of her crutch, which is pot.
Yeah, but they'll find other recreational drugs. I mean, they've been doing kratom. They've been doing like edible CBD. They're on CBD right now. Both of them are on CBD. And you know how Shani is when she's on the shit, always acting all lucid, but she's also acting all belligerent and crazy.
But anyway.
And take care of your family.
Yeah, but anyway, so I was trying to say something about Rev. We overlap thoughts, and then my thoughts go.
Oh,
I'm sorry, honey.
Too.
I am. But what Rev had said to her. He told her one night,
can you say
well,
squirt?
with you talking to me all the time, you don't have anyone else to blame for your marriage breaking up but yourself. He told her that. I was here that night that happened. She went apeshit.
Oh, yeah. Of course. And now we all know that didn't age well, right, guys? That didn't age well.
She was boozing up and down. I mean, she buys some pretty heavy booze, too, let me tell you. And she says she didn't drink while she was here.
Oh, and this is why the reason why I'm doing these videos on Shani is and I wanted to inform my cousins who are, especially my youngest cousin who is 10 years old, to stay on the straight and narrow so that she doesn't end up like Shani. Because,
Joe, please, will you
my
tell
God.
them?
What is that stuff that you get from France?
They had marijuana. She had one
it
had CBD in it, CBD oil or something.
Yeah, she had that. That's another thing. But she also smoked or had that stuff that's called
Which
the
CBD oil probably would
the
be
green
better for her.
fairy.
Kratom.
It's from France, and it's got a narcotic in it, for God's sake.
Abstinence.
And she bought that, drank that down.
And then she'd sleep. And
And
the
she-
boys would be coming up and down the stairs. And
Abstinence.
I know William had said that I was yelling at him all the time. The only time that I was up,
It's called abstinence. Absence. That's some good tea. I'm glad you like it. I wish I could try some of that tea too, but I don't know what's in it.
upset with them is because they
Speaking of tea, I'm thinking about making some tea tomorrow.
used to leave the toilet running all the time, and our water bill kept going up. I couldn't figure out why my water bill was sky high, and they kept the toilet running all day long.
And you'd find toilet
And I
paper
taught
with
them-
poop on it shoved behind the toilet
They
instead of
used
in
to-
the toilet.
They used
You're supposed to put it in a trash can, and then take it out.
to take their toilet paper, and instead of dropping it in the toilet, which is right there in front of you, they would hide it throughout the bathroom underneath it. But William doesn't lie, right, Shannon? They'd hide it behind the towels. I found it in my shelves in the bathroom. I'd find it behind the toilet. I'd find it in the cabinet.
How
with
would
the
you like to
sink
find
cabinet.
shitty toilet paper?
Oh, they do find shitty toilet paper in their bathroom next to the salt shaker. I mean,
every day? So
think about the towel.
that because I was upset about that, I was
If you thought Shanny's kids were bad, Betty, you haven't seen Von Helton. I mean, Von Helton is 10 times worse than Shanny when it comes to raising his kids. I mean, he locked his kids in their room. He wouldn't even let them out to go to the bathroom. When he was doing his live streams addressing his haters.
yelling and screaming at them.
That's something a parent is supposed to teach their children. We taught all our kids how to be potty
William used to
trained.
stand at the top of the stairs and just stare at me and wave back and forth like this. It was real strange. It used to freak me out and stare at me. I would sit on the couch because I had told you I just got home from
Oh,
having abdominal surgery, and I was
thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much. It means so much that you enjoy my streams.
still getting my my blood treatments.
And let me add one thing about William, all right? The day that he left, he was telling people, his mother, that grandma was attacking him and stuff like that.
Well, that's because Shanny told him to say that shit.
Says, you know that's a lie. And you know what I got for that? I got a smile like Damien from him.
Damien from The Omen.
I knew
He
he was
did.
lying. I knew he was lying about
and-
that thing.
And Zachary came up to me before they left, and he goes, "I'm gonna miss you, Grandma." And he put his arms around me. I said, "I love you." I told him I loved him.
He hugged both of us.
He hugged both of us before he left. So those are abused kids, right? William's been with her a long time.
I think she's used William to get her way.
Exactly. And she's been doing, and that's, yes. And I've seen that. She's tried to use William as like a crutch to garner sympathy from people. And it all came to a boiling point when William contemplated suicide. And guess what? She used William's suicide as like an excuse to garner sympathy, to get people to feel sorry for her, to get people to get off her back, to get off her case, because they're calling her out, saying that she's taken advantage of her son's mental state. And guess what? Now William realizes how much of a shitty person Shanny is. He kind of had enough and decided to live at a friend's house for the time being.
A lot.
Well, yeah, when she goes out and leaves them with people, I mean, Chris used to do everything for her.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't clean up after herself. She'd have Chris get up and do this, and Chris get up and do that, and Chris get up and do that. And he'd run. And he was working full time most of the time. She was only working for a short time for the cab company. And she makes it sound like I was working my ass off. Yeah, well, after a few weeks of work, I guess really exhausted.
Well, what about that one meeting that we were at? It's for social services, and the lady that was in charge of the social service meeting that told everybody at the table that Chris had latent homosexual attitudes.
Mm-hmm.
Where would he get that from? Except for Chris actually doing something, or from his mother who made that story up and told people to tell him that.
His mother, Chris's mother. I don't know what where you're
I'm not
going
talking
with
about
this.
Chris's mother. I'm talking about Shannon saying telling William to say that to social services.
I never heard social services never said that out loud. This was
They
a story that
did.
Shannon.
It was at the table. I heard it. I was there at the social services meeting and in the office there.
I don't remember them saying it. I remember
that's okay.
Shannon telling me that.
Well, it's actually true.
Actually, Chris was the one that told me.
He was there.
Yeah. So basically, again, Shani always was using textbook manipulation to get her sons to say what she wants them to say, because this was back when William and Zachary were extremely impressionable kids.
No, Chris told me. He was standing right there in the living room.
And Zachary has autism, so of course Shani would take advantage of Zachary's autism and manipulate it, because Zachary has autism, and Shani took advantage of that.
When he told me, he goes, they said that I had latent homosexual. It was after he saw them, after he had
I was at that meeting.
It was right after he had the psych eval, before we had the meeting. He told me about it, and he goes, but whatever. And I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. And I said, wow. Because I was really, I was trying to be on their side. I was trying to understand what they were going through. And I wasn't really sure about the services that they were getting, to be honest with you. They were suspect to me at that time.
Yeah, because you're trying to you're trying to
like the court mandated therapy. I would have to question the court mandated therapy, because it kind of seems sus to me that Shani would take advantage of the system to the point where she could manipulate her court mandated therapist into believing in the bullshit that she spews.
Stay strong and stay unsupportive for your daughter is what you were trying to do then.
It was really difficult. It was
she never supported her daughter, but she stood up for that and thought that was probably a lie and not true at all.
Yeah, I do believe that Betty tried to stick up for Shani. I mean, she did that when Shani was in the stream with G in that Google Hangouts, in the Google Hangout chat with G-Man. Excuse me. And she tried to agree with her because she was her daughter.
I actually took, if I was beating on her, if I was an abusive mother her whole life, which she put in social services statement, then why was I appointed to take care of the boys when the foster family wasn't able to take care of them? People can argue, social services screws up all the time.
Of course, socials. And that's the sad thing about the system is broken to the point where nothing can be resolved. It's the same thing with Vaughn's kids. I mean, they've been dealt a shitty card, and now they have to live with this old blob of a person who is supposed to be their father.
But the fact is that they designated both the parents to be able to, his parents and us, to be there.
I do. And I saw that. And I actually, I didn't really see that one, but she tried to stick up for Shani, but she tried to, well, that's because she's their daughter. Of course you're supposed to stick up for her. When she was after her marriage with Chris ended, she tried to stick up for her and that was when she was in the chat, when Shani was in a Google Hangouts chat with G-Man and a bunch of other people. She was freaking, and you know what? You remember the statement that Betty made back when she wasn't trying to rope Jason into a relationship? She was flirting with G-Man a lot. She was flirting with G-Man a lot.
There in case Shannon went off the deep end again, and to never let this happen is what they said. Well, guess what? It happened again.
And it's still and it's happening to this day. She's always going off the deep end. And now she has dug herself into a hole that is impossible to get out. You know what I mean? She has dug herself in this abysmal hole that is impossible to get out now.
And whoever the idiot is who said they're from St. Louis County Social Services, give me a break.
And let's not forget the fact that they lie saying that they're in Japan.
Not even funny. That's ridiculous. There's no way anyone from social service on a Saturday would come in a chat room or a live stream and post something like that. They have people that are on call on weekends, and they're really short with people right now. They don't get the funding now that Trump is president that they used to get under a Democratic.
Don't worry now. Don't worry, Betty. Now that Biden is president, I'm pretty sure that they'll get the funding now that Biden is president.
Administration. They've taken a lot of funding away from them up here. So their ability to do things.
Exactly. And that's what that was sad when Trump was president. He kind of fucked he fucked the healthcare services over when he dismantled Obamacare. And you want to know why Trump dismantled Obamacare? Was because Obama made a joke about the accusations Trump made about him not being born in the US. He was a bit of a salty SOB. If that's not petty, I don't know what is, because we all know Trump was a petulant child.
This little,
he is a petulant child.
You know, that wasn't even funny, whoever you are, troll.
Exactly, troll.
All right,
that wasn't funny.
I think we should end this.
Yeah.
I should end this too. Same here.
If it's disturbing, I'm sorry. No, actually, I'm not sorry.
I'm not sorry at all either.
I'm
glad
sorry.
this came out.
I'd like to clear this up.
Shannon, we love you. Don't like what you're doing. And stop lying about your mother.
Shannon, I find your videos amusing on some parts, especially when it's at Rev's expense. Shani, I kind of find your videos humorous, especially when it's at Rev's expense. Well, then again, Rev, your videos are funny because we can laugh at you for the stupid shit you say, especially when you're trying to assert your manliness, claiming that you eat your own nut while eating crackers. That part was funny as hell. But Rev, please, if you want to eat your own nut, do it. You eat it with a can of orange Fanta. That's how you can taste your sauce. That's how a man eats his own semen. That's how a man drinks his own semen, is by drinking it with orange Fanta and humping a PlayStation 4. And that's how man works, is by humping a PlayStation 5 on camera.
Simple as that. Stop lying.
Shannon, I just want you to have.
Oh, he was jealous of Obama. And Shani is jealous of drag. She's jealous of all of us because we get that. Well, not me, because she doesn't know who the fuck I am. And my channel doesn't get that much views. Well, didn't get that much views at the time. But regardless, she is jealous that people like drag, people like the Geek Room, Dragnot, Black Guy TV, they're getting super chats for the content they put out. And she's jealous.
Life. I want you to work at having a decent life. I'm not controlling you.
I want to believe, and this goes out to you, Jason. I know you're not going to see this, but I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and look at yourself and think about what events led you to this day, to this state. And I want you to reflect. I know it's hard to reflect because your mind is completely damaged at this point. But I want you to think about, because I could see that you were having some glimmer of hope that you can stand up to Shani, because I've seen it before. You have tried to stand up to Shani, but not in a calm and collected manner as an adult. Instead, you just go on and scream at her like a fucking child. So, Rev, I'd say good luck. Good luck. And I hope to see you fuck a PlayStation 4. I hope to see you fuck your PlayStation 5 on camera while saying, Jack Thaddeus, give my PlayStation Network accounts back.
I don't tell you what to do. I did warn you about, if controlling you is warning you about an alcoholic husband.
Rev's not an alcoholic anymore. He's brain damaged. I would consider him mentally retarded.
Well, fuck me. I'm sorry.
Well, you said you're sorry. That's what she wanted.
Okay. All right. I'll see. Good night, Draven. I'm about to end it right here. I'm about to end it right here because I've dragged this out too long and they're just talking amongst each other, but I'm just going to end it right here. I've said what I needed to say about Shani. What Betty said about her and what Joe said about her. So I'm just going to end it right here, guys. I thank you for coming out for this stream. I know this was a planned. This was planned. And I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to like this stream. Also subscribe to my channel. And if you want to, you can shoot me up on Gmail. My Gmail's in the description. And as well as if you want to throw a few, assuming if you have money, if you want to throw a few bucks, I also have my PayPal that you can donate to. Anyway, that does it for this stream. I'm Rickzilla, and I'll see you guys next time. So, peace out, my fellow kaiju. Scream!